That's $10,000, Connor. Ha ha! Yeah! 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 This show is not for sharpshooters. This show is a fucking machine gun. There's no chewy center to this show. It's all hard candy. This show is not a sniper on a fucking roof. This show is a drone taking out a village. Do not invite me into your house because I will come in and I will wreak fucking havoc. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. I don't know why you laugh the second it starts. It's like you're... Yeah, I know, but then they think that you're just like, you are waiting to laugh right when it starts. But she was laughing the whole time, folks. She's laughing all afternoon. Here's why. She just asked me, because I'm not going to lie, I've been sitting here pondering whether to do this or not, because it's like 90 degrees here, and we're both chock full of meat, both of us, and so we don't know if we can move forward. We're a little groggy. It's going to be kind of a slog, but we'll make it through, folks, all of us together. Let's all clasp hands and have hands across America. Somebody call Ken Levine and Lionel Richie, and let's get this fucking taken care of. Was it Ken Levine? Is that the guy who it was? I don't remember. That's off the top of my head. I don't know. Whoever it is, he's dead. That guy died, the Hands Across America guy. And you know where they buried him? All across America. They put him in a plane and they just crop dusted him all over the place. So whenever you eat wheat bread, you're eating the guy from Hands Across America. Just so you know that. From sea to shining sea, they put his ashes all over the fucking place, especially into the crops. So when you eat a carrot, please know that it tastes like 4 people holding hands in Iowa in 1986. So Lily is like, because I've been stalling. I'm stalling, folks, because I got here at a certain time, and then she and I needed to run an errand. Oh, I'll tell you about this real quick. I got here, and Lily's like, hey, well, no, I texted her, and I said, hey, do you want, should I, all right, because there's something else I wanted to tell you, but it ties into the text, and this isn't a linear show. It's more of a book than a movie, but at the same time, I don't want people to have to go jumping around all over the fucking place, right? You know what, folks? You guys can get me at Mike and Mike Schmidt Comedy. What if I just did that? Folks, I can't possibly reach a decision, so we're just going to end it right here. I'm pulling the pin on this fucking sound grenade, and everybody's head's blowing up. Goodbye. Good day. You stole fizzy lifting drinks, folks. You expect me to do a whole fucking podcast? E pluribus unum, etc., etc. I said good day. All right. You don't get the chocolate, folks. You don't get the podcast. You don't get the chocolate. You get nothing. Yeah, Whittler. That's a joke. Because I went to school with Kim Whittler. And so I used to call Gene Wilder Gene Whittler because whatever, who cares? No one cares. Nobody cares why I would do that. You know how you have mnemonics to remember things? That's what happened. It's a stupid thing, and it's a long story, and nobody cares. Kim Whittler used to date. Who did she date when she was dating like fucking? Was she dating Woj or was she dating Jeff? I don't remember. She did either one of the UN of Evil members was banging Kim, and I was having a party at my house. Well, she's grown up and married. Now we're all grown up and married. It's not like I'm putting a picture.
Totally moved from 5 things you were going to talk about.
What about what?
Kim.
I can't think. Folks, I got to be honest. All right, let's put it this way. We all know, we listened to last week's show. I think we did. Nobody listens to this out of order. Again, more of a book than a movie. Nobody would skip to chapter 9 if they hadn't read chapters 2 through 7, right? Nobody goes from, where does that leave 8? Quite frankly, now that you think about it. I said nobody goes to 9 because they skip 2 through 7. 8's a mystery. 8's a coin flip. Nobody knows what the fuck to do with 8. You know why? Turn it on its side. Ooh, infinity. All right, so I don't know. But I want to tell you things, but they're all, again, a head full of bees, folks, and they're all flying. Everybody wants a chance. Although, did you see all the dead bees in Oregon? That was a fucking drag. And dude, when you read a headline that says thousands of dead bees in parking lot in Oregon, I didn't even know there were thousands of bees left because they've been dying for years and years. Fucking Monsanto. Or so I've been told. Actually, I heard it was Ron Santo. Hall of Fame third baseman of the Chicago Cubs, killing honeybees all over the world before he died. And the thing that's funny is he had like, did somebody just yell at us to shut up?
I don't know. Someone yelled something.
Somebody in the building just yelled at us to shut up. Oh, man, you know what? I got a show now. We got a goddamn show. Open both doors. Let's see if they fucking walk by in the hallway and they poke their head in to say something because I will fucking go to work on somebody. Shut up. Folks, look, it's fucking Wednesday. Don't you know that it's Wednesday? 2 things happen on Wednesday. Fucking Anthony comes home for Prince Spaghetti, and I do this motherfucking show.
Oh, my Christ.
Anthony! Take that outside, folks. You know what? Maybe she yelled Anthony. His family's on the down and outs after the 70s, and they had to move into the oldest building in Hollywood. Or maybe they've lived here all along. Because that was filmed in like a weird brownstone hallway alleyway. Dude, the fucking Prince Spaghetti family lives here. Well, not the family themselves. They're rich. But the people they've cast in the poor, dirty, spaghetti-bending immigrants that they cast in the commercial live here in the building. That seems more the speed of the oldest building in Hollywood. By the way, spaghetti-bending, that's a weird insult, isn't it? You know why? Because you can't, because it breaks. You would have to cook it first. And who's got time for that? Who?
Ain't nobody got time.
No kidding. Once you've cooked the spaghetti, you know what? Isn't water truly the ultimate spaghetti bender? Ponder that, folks. Ponder that. All right. Where were we before we were getting yelled at? We were all over the place.
The text, the car, the Kim.
The text? Kim?
Kim dating.
Oh, yeah. That's neither here nor there. That's a story I should probably discontinue. Did I ever tell that story? I must have told that story. I got to consult with Megs on that one. I don't know, because here's the thing. It's long, and if I start to go into that story, then, bullshit. I told it the first year one. Hey, out there who has year one. Hey, Daniel Shaw, you've got year one. Tell me if I told that story. You know who Daniel Shaw is? He's our man on the ground in England.
There you go.
That's what I'm calling him. Daniel Shaw's like 9. He's like some kid who wrote me a note. He's like, "Hey, I'm a child, but I like your show. It's unbelievable. I can't believe you can do what you do." And he's a young person. So I sent him year one because of his note. He was like, "Hey man, he found me through either fucking the Paul Gilmartin special Happy Sadness Hour or one of those other podcasts. I have no idea which one it was, but he heard me, maybe Marin. He might have heard me on Marin, and then he decided to make the leap. And he's like, dude, so yeah, I really need to get all the back episodes, but I've been listening. I think you're great. So then I said, well, here's my gift of year one to you. And I said, now please realize, it's not really a gift. You are now obligated to buy the other 4 seasons eventually. When you grow up and get a job, because I think he's like 11. I mean, it's literally, he's a small guy. And I don't know about small, but he's certainly young. But then he writes me a note, and I just read it. I think it came today. I say, it's so stupid. I think I read it in the car, because folks, it's been a whirlwind day, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But Daniel wrote me a note, and he's like, hey, dude, I went up in a hotel room by myself, and I listened to all of year one. And I'm like, are you being held for espionage? What the fuck? Why are you... Is that Snowden? Daniel Shaw is Edward Snowden? Oh, we can't say that. That might, because then Daniel gets into a fucking hallucinatory thing, and it all goes south, and then all of a sudden he kills me, and that's not good. I don't want to be killed. Okay, really? That's what you've got for me? Okay, you don't want to die at the hands of Daniel Shaw, aka Edward Snowden? How great would it be to have that guy be my fan, Snowden? Like if he wrote me a note and he's just like, dude, I need year 5 to tide me over. I would send it to him. I would. You know what he does? Immediately releases it to the press. It works perfectly for me. He sends Snowden year 5 and he turns it over to the press, and then he goes on the run to Ecuador. I have fans in Ecuador. Hey, people in Ecuador, if Edward Snowden comes to you and he tells me he likes me, Jesus Christ, I gotta slow down. But no, I'm pretty sure in year 1 I told the story about when the cops came to my house and I was having a party, and then we went out drinking afterwards, and I went up in a midnight movie and I chugged beers in front of everybody. And then we dined and dashed a golden bear. I told that story. Yes. All right. Yeah, I told all those stories. You wouldn't know. I think that's even before your time. That may be in the first 7 with our friend Richmond Eric Richmond. You know what's funny? Eric Richmond was the name of the big Pasquale from a previous episode who taunted me in a gym class, and then I triumphed over him. And now Eric, former producer, has moved to Richmond. By the way, Lincoln and Kennedy had the same secretary. All right, so stupid. Again, look, folks, 1,000 of my bees died in a parking lot in Oregon. I'm firing on a lot less synapses than I thought I would. After Ron Santo killed all the bees. God damn it, that made me laugh. Because, Ron Santo had cancer, and he lost like a foot and a hand. He was still working for the Chicago Cubs at the time and surreptitiously killing bees under the cover of night. And that's why he lost all those things. They wanted you to think he was beloved and he had cancer and he was fighting it. No, he lost those in fucking hand-to-hand combat with the bees, goddammit. He'd show up, he had like a special doctor. He had like Blade's doctor. Oh, no, Blade had Chris Christopherson, right? Hiding in a garage and making him a fucking hat. I think that's what he did, right? Chris Christopherson making hats for Blade in a garage? I don't know. I saw that movie once. But everybody's got that guy. It's like, it doesn't, and Ghost Rider doesn't have a guy, but Daredevil has a guy. I forget who that guy is. But it was Newman in the movie. What a fucking whiff that movie was. Jesus Christ. And by the way, let's talk about Man of Steel for just a second. And I mean, literally just a second, because I did a spoiler episode on it. And I got to tell you, it's awful. However, the movie was great. The spoiler episode is awful. It's all, see, syntax is important, folks. You see? I'm having trouble concentrating, and I'll tell you why. There's a few reasons. It is very warm. It's very warm in here. It's like 95 in the oldest building in Hollywood. So I showed up here to do the soiree, the show.
Oh God.
I contacted our friend Lily, and I had a mishap in texting, and I put it on Facebook because my thumbs went awry. Something happened, and like.
But I had the same one with the same word.
Well, yes, you did, but mine was better.
It was funny.
Yes, well, but yours was ick. Yours was ick. Mine was lick. But which actually may have been, you know what, that may have been Lily's message to me when I wrote lick. She's like, ick. So she wanted to go pick up her car today. She's like, hey, before we go and do the show, can you take me to pick up my car, which needs to be fixed? I said, sure. So I showed up, and we had lunch. Because all right, I'll tell you this, folks. You know, this show engages your ears. Certainly, every week, that's what I do. I bring my voice to the table, my fantastic podcasting voice. I've been told all my life, you have a great radio voice. And then, like as I've said, I've met a guy with a great radio voice, and my voice sounds like a Daniel Shaw. I mean, it's like totally sounds like a child's voice. Well, I don't know. I've never spoken to Daniel. I have as much in common with Daniel Shaw as I do with Edward Snowden, quite frankly. That's why they could be the same dude. So but you hear my voice now and you enjoy it, right? It's right there in your ears. It's you know, you get your tweakedaudio.com/40 earbuds pressed into your ears, and now my show is just flowing through your fucking head. All right, so I engage you with my voice. So I engage your ears with this show, and occasionally I've engaged your eyes with this show. Either you've seen me live, so then you're engaging them both at the same time, or you've seen me on YouTube. There are millions of embarrassing clips of me on YouTube right now. You can go check them out because we used to think that was a good idea at the end of the show to film like a funny recap until I realized it was just me doing essentially this, but you could see me doing it, which kind of takes all the magic out of it. Nobody wants that. You just want to, because right now you're imagining me on a mighty steed holding a lance. I mean, like when it's just my voice, you can imagine me doing fucking anything. Quite frankly, at this point, I could be I'm in a football uniform, or I'm dressed like a soldier with eye black under my eyes. Who knows? I could be one of the Navy SEALs who killed Osama bin Laden in your eyes, and yet I'm bringing you this hilarious show at the same time. I could be like Ron Santo, just a head on a silver plate after losing many battles to the bees, but yet you still listen because you can put that theater of the mind. You can place me anywhere you'd like. But when you go to YouTube, then you just see it's a fat guy in an old house. You know what I mean? You're like, oh no, all of the magic has been stripped away. It's terrible. But yet I engage your eyes and I engage your ears. And oftentimes after shows, I will shake your hand. That engages your sense of touch. But I can tell you this, folks. You are truly missing out. And I can only wish that you were in the same room as me this week for this show. Because oh my God, do I smell like a barbecue fire pit. Oh my God, I smell. First of all, it feels like every inch of me is covered in molasses. Every single. I feel brown and sticky, and I'm happy to be that way. It is just. I feel like I went to the beach and covered myself in butter and brown sugar. That's what I look. You know what I am? I'm human creme brulee. Come and crack me, folks. Crack me. Take a torch to me, burn me up, and then crack me and suck me down. I am human creme brulee because I don't know how to explain it. I am sticky, but yet I smell rugged. I smell like a man. That's what I fucking smell like. I smell like a man, goddammit. And if you were here, you would know it. I imagine, you know what? I guarantee that this is what Burt Reynolds smelled like during Smokey and the Bandit. That's exactly what I smell like. And that's why Sally Field wanted to fuck him. So let me tell you something, folks. If I run into Sally Field, she is getting fucking tagged. And it won't even be my choice. Although I wanted to tag her when I was a kid. Fucking 1982 double feature. I saw Stripes and Backroads. Fucking Backroads with Tommy Lee Jones and Sally Field. Tommy Lee Jones was like a broken down boxer, and Sally Field was a hooker in the fluorescent clothing. And I jerked off to that fucking movie so many times. And it's like a PG movie with another. Sally Field. Dude, I've killed so many children in the name of fucking Sally Field. It's crazy. It's crazy. Because she looked like, you know what? She was the thinking man's Karen Valentine. That's who she was. Because she was like, back then she was like really kind of cute, but more cute, but different, but also like grown up. Karen Valentine had that little childish thing happening, but still super hot. And I jerked off to her, of course. Of course. Why wouldn't you? I was going alphabetically, and I got to the K's. Yeah, I go by the first name. All right. And then I saw Backroads and Sally Field with the S cut the line. Right ahead of Fanny Flagg. I don't jerk off to Fanny Flagg. However, if you go to my left and Fanny Flagg's right, I will absolutely jerk off in the name of Deborah Lee Scott, who's now dead. But doesn't stop me. I don't care. Part of me thinks I should visit her grave, jerk off on it, and see if she rises from the dead to love me. Who knows? My sperm could be bring up. I can't even say it. My sperm could bring people back from the dead. That's what I wanted to say. But it was so funny to me. And even my mouth bailed on it. Like, I'm sorry. That we can't get behind. But let me tell you something, folks. If you're reading the paper and you find out that the zombie Deborah Lee Scott has risen from the grave, please know you know why. Immediately run to the authorities and tell them you know why. Because my goddamn reincarnating sperm was spread all over that gravesite. Oh, Jesus.
Oh my Christ.
You want thousands of dead bees in a parking lot. How about thousands of dead babies in a cemetery on Deborah Lee Scott's fucking grave?
Oh man.
I will not rest, folks. But yeah, I smell. Look, this is a word I hate, but I smell delicious, right? Wouldn't you say so, Lily? Lily has to.
Smell yummy.
Yeah, you're goddamn right. I'm human baked beans at this point. You gotta fucking step up. Who wants some? I smell like applewood and pork and fucking love. That's what I smell like, love. Holy shit, eat me. Put me on cornbread and swallow me, folks. Yeah, that's right.
Holy shit.
So I brought lunch to Lily today. And here's my favorite thing about Lily. Because I told her, I go, hey, look, whatever you want for lunch, tell me and I'll grab it. And we've got, there's a menu with this barbecue joint. And she's eaten there before. When I told her it was that place, she's got a favorite thing there. So last week we were going to get it. We were actually going to leave after the show and grab it, and it turned out that we didn't make it. So today I said, hey, do you want me to bring lunch over? And she's like, I'm nauseous. I'm drinking Ensure. And I said, will it bother you if I bring food over for myself? And I said, also, when I take you to get your car, it smells like barbecue inside my car, so I don't know if that's going to bother your stomach. And she immediately writes, OMG, yum, with like 5 exclamation points. And she goes, I will gladly throw that up if I have to. So she tells me, I go, so you need to tell me specifically what you want, because I don't want to fuck it up. So at this barbecue joint, we've got baby backs and Memphis ribs and fucking sandwiches and catfish, all sorts of shit. And she goes, I want a Texas beef rib. And I don't know what that is. So I'm like, all right, well, that's fine. And she's like, yeah, with mashed potatoes or sweet mashed and baked beans. So I figure I'll order her lunch. So I grab the menu. And, I get a crew meal, folks. Actually, I get a J. Crew meal. I have to eat a shirt. It's disappointing. Although it does smell delicious. They keep it in the smoker. I got to be honest. You smoke anything, I'm going to fucking eat it. I don't care. It's all I can do now to not gnaw on my arms. Because I was in Aspen and my arms are all fucking sunburnt and red, so it looks like they're kind of barbecued anyway. And again, like I said, I smell so good. Oh, my God. I look in the mirror, I just see a ham. Like a big, tall ham with a fucking shirt on. I'm like in a Woody Woodpecker cartoon. I'm a chicken leg with fucking Nikes on. All right, so... but I will tell you that. I've worked like 2 weeks at this gig. Let me start. So I look at the menu for the Texas beef rib. Dudes. I'm sitting there, and I order the food, and I see the guy, because I can, it's an open grill, and the guy takes it out to cook it, and I actually hear it slap the grill, like, poof. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? I turn around, it looks like he's cooking a leg, like a fucking leg. It's a haunch. Literally, that's all it is. It's a cow haunch. It's the biggest fucking thing I've ever seen. It's gigantic. It's just crazy. And that's what Lily ordered. That's the thing she ordered. And side orders. What the fuck? And I'm in my head, I'm like, I can't wait to see her eat this. It's like a contest. It's gonna be fucking hysterical. So then I have the crew meal, and I have to get my own, because I only get certain things for free and certain things are half price. So I've been there for a week now, and I don't want to spend any money, folks, because I'm fucking broke, as you know. I'm doing everything I can to dig out. So I have to eat the free crew meal, which is like barbecue chicken is free for me. So I've had barbecue chicken, and look, it's a barbecue joint, and I love it. It's great. But they don't have a fucking vegetable within 4 miles of the joint. So, they have corn. They have corn, and then they have okra. But it's fried okra. But then they also have steamed okra. But I'm not going to eat fucking okra. Not even on accident. I don't want it. So I'm trying to eat this crew meal, and so you wind up ordering 9 starches and a piece of chicken. You know what I mean? Because I'll get a quarter chicken dark, and then I'm like, yeah, and I guess I'll take macaroni and cheese and cornbread, and I don't know, I'll take some potato salad, and you know, I don't eat. I eat 3 bites of it. You know, I eat 3 bites of the mac and cheese, 3 bites of the fucking potatoes, and then I eat the chicken leg. I eat that and the thigh, maybe the thigh, and maybe the oyster of the chicken. I might choke that down. You know, that part of the chicken that's the oyster or whatever. But I sit there and then I'm just like, because you can't. They just give you these superhuman portions, and I don't like. So Lily's beef rib was just fucking. That's a walk in the park for those guys. They're like, oh yeah, the beef rib, and I bring it here, and Lily, what'd you take? 4? You cut off 1/8 of it.
Less than a third of it.
Okay, and then she gave me a little piece of it, and I tasted it, and it's fucking crazy delicious. There's no doubt. Man, I smell good. All right, so we're here. We finish eating, and then Lily says she wants to go pick up her car. And as we go to step out of the house, she goes, oh, I'm not wearing a bra. And I said, sounds good. Get a discount on that car. She goes, I don't care. So we walk outside because she truly doesn't care. Because her job, other than this, is to show her tits to everybody. Seriously, that's not even a joke. Like, that's her gig. That's her whole raison d'etre. That is it. So we go outside, get in my car, and we have to drive over to where her car is. I'll spare you the addresses. And she tells me, she's like, yeah, I've been going to this guy for years, and he always does a really good job, and he always gives me like kind of, you know, he pads it a little bit where he gives me, he'll take care of me. He'll fix the seals, he'll fix hoses and stuff, and he doesn't charge her for it because he's a good guy. So we pull into the parking lot. She gets out, she negotiates and talks to him, and he walks her over and he shows her the car. And she turns around to say goodbye to him. He leaves, and she looks at me, and she's telling me, okay, so this is here and we're there. And I think she was talking to me. I'm gonna be honest. I heard noises, but they also may have been coming from inside of my own body. Because Lily turned to talk to me, and she was in the sun with a sheer black tank top on. And, you know, in the house, there's no light. I mean, it's just a black tank top. But when you get out in the sun, and look, I'm a fan of that. I think I've talked about that on here. One time, I was at the bank, and a girl walked in. I was in line at the bank. I was only 2 away from a window. And a girl walked in wearing a skirt, and she was backlit by the door, and you could see, I mean, you could just see. It was fucking fantastic. I got out of line and pretended I needed a pen and let her get in line ahead of me, and I got in line behind her just so I could stand in line and look through her skirt the entire fucking time. Because she was backlit and was wearing a thong, and she was a business chick. She was like crazy business chick, but she didn't realize that when she went outside, her white linen skirt, it was like, you know, it was literally like I picked her up with the skirt with a pinhole on it, and I wanted to look at an eclipse through her fucking skirts, because immediately everything was made clear to me. It was a skirt from the Revelation collection, because everything opened up for me. And I stared, man. I just fucking, and I'm a fan. Look, I'm a fan of the sneak peek, as you know. I got one in Aspen, as a matter of fact. Remind me to tell that story. That's not even a story. I'll just tell you. I mean, I'm sitting there talking to Jimmy O in the lobby, and Jimmy's had a couple. But we're having a good time. It was so fun. I'll get to that. But people had dogs at this fucking hotel, and because they're fancy and rich. Everybody's rich. And fuck rich people bringing their dogs everywhere. It's like, dude, look, I'm poor, and I'm here, and I want to experience a dog-free hotel, all right? I'm poor, and dogs are everywhere. I don't know if you're aware of this in your tower on the hill, but down here amongst the masses, we're fighting with the dogs for the scraps, so we don't want to see them in the fancy hotel. If you expect me to go there and pay $16 for fucking bacon and eggs, do me a favor and keep your fucking Bowser at home. Because the last thing I want to do is be eating and have a rich person's dog walk over and eat my omelet and then give me a fucking raised eyebrow and go and walk off. Because he's so used to me. Are you really going to do that now? Lily's eating Fun
Long
Dip.
show.
No, it's gonna be a short show if you fucking choke down fucking powder in front of me. She's got Fun Dip, like where you lick the fucking thing and you dip it in and you're eating powder. And you know what's funny? Because that's called Fun Dip, right? And there's a fancy picture and it's like, yay, we're all having fun. I watched this show called Unwrapped on the fucking Food Network, and they show you how they make that. And literally, it's like, yay. And the best part is they don't realize they're talking you out of ever consuming their product again.
Tell me about it.
They think they're doing you a favor by giving you a peek into the Fun Dip factory. And it's like, no, I didn't. I just want Fun Dip in its brightly colored envelope because I don't want to know that I'm eating lecithin. I mean, it's like this fucking crazy. Yes, you are. That's what you're eating right now. Oh, wait, put it in your mouth. How's that riboflavin taste? Mm-hmm. Delicious.
Delicious.
Oh, wait. Are you? Oh, yeah, pour it in. There you go. How's that red dye 1 through 4? Not as good as 5, right? She's eating powder. Jesus Christ. All right, so and that stuff too, especially it's like and I want there to be some crazy revelation. It's always it's the same thing. Whenever they make bread or anything, it's always we bring in this wheat and then we put it through this huge centrifuge and then all of a sudden look, bread is here, and then they cut it. I want it to be something different, like we have to kill a goat. And then 4 leprechauns sneak in the middle of the night and fix our shoes. What the fuck? I would make you know what? If I was going to be Unwrapped, I would make a fake factory. And literally, I would be so rich that I would build a fake factory that showed the worst ways to make my product ever. Oh, here's how we make Tyson Farms chicken. First, we take cows. What? And we cut them up and feed them to dogs. What? And then we tie those dogs to leashes and they chase our chickens around because it keeps their legs firm and plump. Only the finest raw cow-eating dogs can chase our chickens. Only the finest murderous canines can go ahead and chase our chickens and make them firm and plump for your dining room table. See, why am I not rich? Make me rich and I'll make it happen, folks. I will build an entire fake factory to fool people into thinking that's how I make their food. You need to get me on board, folks. God damn it. Why are we wasting time here? And imagine if I do that, if I'm rich, I will come to your town and you can smell me. That'll be perfect. Sure, you can hear me. I'll go on a smell mic tour. Let's do that. I will not rest until each and every one of my listeners buries their face in my neck. Let's do this. Smell my applewood glory. I smell like smoke and manliness. That's what I smell. That's what I smell like. I smell like your future, folks. Just bury your face in me. Next time you see me, bury your face right in me. You know what? Funny, I shouldn't even have to tell you. Because I'm going to get within fucking 7 feet of you and you're going to go, what the fuck is that? Wonk. Your nose just buries itself in some crevice in my body. And I will let you inhale the fumes of Mike. Couldn't get it out. I will let you inhale the fumes of Mike. All right, so. Because I just give off an aura right now of dude. All right. Mesquite Mike. There you go. There's my new nickname. They don't use Mesquite. They use Applewood. I don't want to give any secrets. That's it. I'll open a barbecue restaurant. Here you go. Come on in. We use margarine tubs. That's how we smoke our ribs. What? You know what I'm going to name that show? What? Because that's the reaction of the host at all times. We burn hobo clothes to smoke our ribs. What? Yes. And you may ask where we get our ribs. From the very hobos whose clothes we've stolen. You're eating humans. What? Thanks for tuning in. All right. I'm driving all over the place delivering food. And it's so funny because it's like, dude, look. There are people in this world who have controlled their rage. There are people in this world who have kept themselves in check. There are people in this world who have bettered themselves and moved forward. None of those people are delivering ribs in Hollywood. I can tell you that right now. Or have had to deliver ribs in Hollywood because you would have to deal with what is with you people? And I include that as all of you. That's right. Texting while driving, not having your lights on, brake checking me, turning left from the right-hand lane. What the fuck is wrong with everybody out there? And by the way, not me. I'm great. We all know that. I'm a good driver. Otherwise, they would have never hired me for this position because that's what they were looking for. We're good drivers. But I know eventually I'm going to be driving and I'm going to wind up in some fucking, I'm going to get T-boned. You know what I'm going to get? Literally, I'm going to turn left. I'm going to get T-boned by some asshole who won't fucking stop. And then the ambulance will show up and they'll think the Flintstones crashed because there'll be just nothing but ribs all over the fucking place. It'll look like the Flintstones wiped out. There's just fucking rubble. There's Barney rubble, quite frankly, all over the place. God damn it, I'm great. Yeah. I don't. You know what? Did my brain think of rubble because of Barney Rubble? It had to, right? That's the only way that could happen. Good. I still have the fucking Hanna-Barbera bees. That's good news. They did not die in the parking lot in Target. The Hanna-Barbera bees are still here. How do I know that? Because I can tell you all about Augie Doggy and Doggy Daddy. That's right. Still there. Huckleberry Hound? Let's talk about him. Yogi Bear and Boo? Boo? I hate Yogi Bear. I hate Boo Boo. I hate Huckleberry Hound. I hate all the heroes of cartoons. I root for all their enemies. I want the Ranger to fucking murder Yogi Bear. Like, I think that'd be great.
Oh my god.
They did that online. Like, that when they made the movie, there was like an alternate ending, and it was they did the ending of the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Is that what it's called? By the coward Robert Ford? I don't remember. But whatever, they took that ending and they put it in Yogi Bear. And Boo Boo had to wipe out Yogi Bear. Go look for it, folks. And while you're on YouTube, look for me talking and fat guy in house. All right. So Lily turns around at the car dealership, and I, again, it was my friend Lily negotiating for her car in her black tank top and jeans. As she was facing the other way, it was my friend Lily closing the deal on her Nissan Maxima with a guy who's done her car business for 10 years. They're close friends. Certainly not as close as Lily and I. But they're just taking care of a business transaction, and there's my friend doing so. He leaves, Lily's there, and she has to tell me something, so she turns around to face me. And as she does, the sun finds Lily. Right there in the parking lot. And things changed. And it made me wonder why the guy would ever charge her for her car. Because, honestly, he should do the work for free just to ensure that she continues to come back and wear this black tank top in the sun. The only thing that makes the visit better and saves Lily that much more, if not all, of her money, is if she shows up wearing that tank top, eating cherry fun dip. At that point, that guy may as well just change the sign to Jay's and Lily's Auto Repair. You hire her just to have her around. It's funny. I don't understand it, folks. Lily and I are here, and we're trading I'm so poor stories, like, all the time. And yet, wouldn't you want me in your office just to fucking make everything better at all times?
Yes.
Isn't there some sort of job for a jester? Can't I be like a corporate jester somewhere? I'll even wear the fucking outfit. Some fucking Fortune 500 company just needs to hire me to go floor to floor and make people laugh. And change morale in their fucking gray steel cock of a building. Get me in there to change people. And I'll bring my big-titted friend Lily to fucking really seal the deal. Hey, you don't think I'm funny? Look at that chick with the tits eating the fun dip in the tank top. Boom, done. Production goes up. I guarantee you production on every floor goes up at least 7 inches a man.
Oh, God.
So Lily turns to face me in the sun, and I just see the hand of the Lord grab her tits. It's just like, I heard the song and everything. It's not a joke. And again, you know me, folks. And it's odd. It's like she's my friend and all that, but I mean, there's still that's there. I mean, I can't deny it. It's just there. We all know that. So she turned around, and I literally, what did I do? Can you tell them what I did?
I can't. You.
I laughed. Because she turns around and starts telling me, she's going, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and throw this in here. Because she's giving me a phone charger so I could charge my phone. She's like, all right, well, here's the charger for the phone. And I'm just like, ha, 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 ha. And she's like, what? I go, you're naked. And she looks down. And I mean, it's just nipple rings and fucking, I mean, literally, that's all you see. It's not even, she's wearing a wet nap at that point. You could read through this shirt. And I got news for you. It was in Braille and it said tits. And I'm just staring, and I've done that before. I've seen her naked. You know what I mean? So that's happened. But as we all know, naked is great. But it's other more casual moments that get you. You know what I mean? If I see her naked at a show, it's like, well, everybody's kind of sharing this moment. If I can see through her shirt in a parking lot and and I'm the only guy, it's fucking awesome. That's mine. That goes in the lockbox, folks.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's right. The haunted lockbox. You don't want to know. I'm just hoping Walter Peck doesn't come in and shut down the grid because everything will fly out of my lockbox. And then the huge Stay Puft Marshmallow Man of my fucking thoughts will destroy New York City.
Pretty much.
Believe me, everything's fine unless Dickless turns off the grid.
Holy shit.
So it goes in the lockbox. 'Cause that's our moment. That's our moment right there. And when I say our moment, I mean mine. Because she all of a sudden, what did you do? Crossed your arms.
Yep.
She's like, what? What are you staring at? I'm like, what do you mean, what am I staring at? Your tits are out. It's like literally, there should have been, there's a scene in Tommy where they bring in like a silver platter and they take the top off and there's like baked beans. Like you should have had a fucking silver platter and just whoop, there you go. Look at these.
Oh well.
You are who they wrote the joke for. You are the punchline of Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees. You are Lily, look at these von Stupp.
New tagline. I'm using that.
Take it.
Lily, look at these bunch of
Believe me, everybody's thinking it.
on my website right now.
Oh, well, sure. Why would you pay attention to the show? Go ahead and do that.
That makes me very happy.
Well, good. Well, you could jot it down for later, but no, go ahead and by all means tune me out and go update the website right now. So I stared and I just started laughing to myself because it's just, I mean, look, all right, we're friends. Everybody's friends. I'm in the oldest building in Hollywood. Eddie's in the other room, but we all know Lily's got amazing tits. I mean, it can't be. And it doesn't matter because at that point, when God reached down and touched them, her head was gone. So I didn't even know it was her. Her head had disappeared. So it's just fucking sheer tank top and tits in a parking lot. And I'm like, hi, how are you? I got a few things that would fit between those. Want to bury them in my neck? Because I smell fucking amazing. Do those tits have a nose? They would love me. So then I just laughed, and she's just like, "What?" And she literally covers up, like she almost like, I will tell you this: there's a great. You remember when NYPD Blue would have sort of half naked people?
Yes.
Who was the fucking blonde who went on to do the PETA ads? Charlotte something? What was her name? I don't know, but she did PETA ads and she was naked. She got an amazing body. It's one of those chicks where you're like, I don't know who this person is, and then all of a sudden she's naked and you're like, I want to know everything about that person. Like Marky Post.
Yeah.
Marky Post is just on Night Court. You're like, whatever. And then all of a sudden you see her in a fucking bikini and you're like, Jesus Christ. You know what? I want to jerk off so much. My arm has to be amputated, and they still want a different arm that I can wear that one out. Yeah, that's right. I got to go mystery arm for Marky Post. I got to go regular arm and mystery arm. Charlotte Ross, I think. She's worth a mystery arm. But the reason I bring her up is because when she was naked in NYPD Blue, if you freeze frame it, you can actually see stuff. Like they didn't do a very good job of blurring, of like covering her strategically. So you get a couple of snippets, very little, but still on the web they fucking dissect it like it's a Zapruder film. And believe me, her tits went back into the left. So she did this pose where a little kid walks in on her. She's running a shower. Because I think she's Bone and Sipowicz. I don't fucking know. I didn't watch that show. But she does this thing where she covers herself with her arm, and her boobs are all kind of smushed by her arm. That's what Lily looked like in the parking lot. She looked like Charlotte Ross, all embarrassed because the little kid. And cause, you know what? I'm sure I looked like the little kid, just this dumbfounded face laughing in the car, like, ha ha ha, look at those. And she said, no, it's look at these. And at that moment, a guy named Takai and a guy named Chong walked by, and they went, yep. That's the best I could do. Chin? Should have gone chin in the moment. Chong?
It's all racist. Who cares?
No, I meant because I mean a Chinese guy and a Japanese guy. But I wanted to give them a personality. I didn't want to just say a Chinese guy and a Japanese guy. We'd already done the joke. So I had to give them names. So they came to life in the story. There was a guy dressed like Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. And a guy dressed like a samurai from Shogun. That's all. They were walking down the street together. Liu Kang and a samurai came by. All right, so where were we? What are we talking about? I don't even know. What were we talking about in the beginning?
We were talking about that in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then we talked about lots of stuff.
I don't know. Hey, Daniel Shaw, you're keeping track.
Oh
No, he's not. He's only keeping track of year one. So, I went to Aspen. I'll tell you that. Why don't I just fucking tell you that story? Me and Jimmy O were in the lobby, and the rich people had their dogs, and their dogs they let their dogs run around. And you know what? It was clearly rich people dogs. And I don't mean like teacup poodles hiding in a Prada bag. Fuck you. I made a sex tape and now I'm famous dogs. I mean like really incredibly well groomed big dogs. Like they were rich family dogs, not rich people dogs. You know, you see fucking girls at cupcake stores with fucking poodles in their cleavage all the time in this fucking town. But these guys had like Weimaraners. You know what I mean? Like those kind of dogs that you don't see anywhere. They're dog show dogs. You know, and everybody's walking around and feeling the heat coming off their vagina. You know what I mean? Just that kind of thing where you give the dog, everything is a show and they're showing them off. Big giant poodles. You know what I mean? I fucking hate those. Isn't that a Weimaraner? What's the weird poodle? The big giant one. God damn, that's weird. Poodles should be tiny.
The standard poodle.
No, there's toy poodles and then there's normal poodles.
The standard poodle.
Yeah, but this, I'm talking, no, that's a standard poodle it's called?
Standard poodle.
You know what it looks like? It looks like fucking Marmaduke with a parka on. I mean, it's like, fuck that. Shave that motherfucker. What the fuck? That's too big for a poodle. Poodles shouldn't be that big. They should be tiny, puntable dogs. That's what they should be. If a poodle gets you mad, you should be able to pick it up and throw it in a ravine. Just fucking get it out of there. I don't want a poodle that looks like he put up a fight. Fuck that. Poodles need to bend to my whims. God damn it. I don't want a poodle that looks like a fucking challenge. So sure enough, like we were a friend who stood up. She's like, "Oh, can I pet your dog?" And it was like the poodle was on the ground, and then she goes, "Hey, can I pet your dog?" And then the poodle stood up to be petted, and its shadow blotted out the sun. If Lily was there in her tank top, it would have ruined everyone's day. Then everybody would have been as mad at the poodle as I was. But fuck those weird rich people dogs. So we're in the lobby of the hotel, and these people had a golden retriever. And let's put it this way: I should take that back. They didn't have a golden retriever; they had the golden retriever. Like it just, it came to the lobby and it wore sunglasses and it dunked on me. I mean, it's like literally just this fucking, it's like half an Air Bud crossed with a fucking, like a lassie. It just is this amazing, it had thick legs. It had a shiny coat. Honestly, look, it's been a while. I almost asked it out. I mean, that's how good looking this golden retriever was. And the only reason I didn't is because I didn't want to be turned down. I'm fragile right now, folks. So they had the golden retriever, but then I must admit, as perturbed as I was by their dogs getting kind of the run of the lobby, they had 3 other dogs that were fucking awesome because they were bulldogs. And I'm not a bulldog guy. Like I don't want to own one. I don't want to have one. I had a friend. Did he have a bulldog? Did Evil Dennis have a bulldog? He was dating this chick for a while. I was at Evil Dennis's wedding in Aspen. But he was dating a chick for a while, and actually, I think he'd lived with her. I don't fucking know, but they had a dog, and it turned into that turned into that thing, where when they split up, it was the who's gonna get the dog extravaganza. And as you know, I enjoy pets, and I'm sure dogs are wonderful. Not in a fucking hotel in Aspen, Colorado, but if you want to have one and entertains your children, good for you. But I just think if you're splitting up, and why would you keep the dog anyway? Because it wouldn't have memories of the other person. If you guys are splitting up, just kill that dog. Seriously, just put it to sleep. Because you know what? You're sad. It's sad. If you're going to split up and you get this divorce finalized, then everybody has to take a hit. And I'm sorry, the dog's not smart enough to live. So the guy can move out and get his own apartment. The woman can get the house. And the dog, you know what? He's sad because he doesn't know that you're not coming back. Dogs are sad. You don't want a sad dog in your hands. So you know what? Just fucking euthanize that thing. All right. And then make sure you bury it far enough away that I don't come on its gravesite and it comes back from the dead.
Jesus Christ.
Because you never know what cemetery I'm going to be jerking off in. Clearly mark its headstone so I don't jerk off on its grave and then that dog comes back to life. Because I got to be honest, he will not be happy, and he will come looking for both of you. Because, folks, sometimes they come back. All right. Really? Guttural groan? Worst superhero of all time, by the way. Guttural groan. So we're in the lobby, and me and Jimmy are there, and we're just, I mean, there's 5 dogs running around. But I will tell you this, though. I understood the appeal of the bulldog at that point because this family has the dog, and a girl comes out of the bar, the hotel bar, and she had a skirt on and like mules, those shoes, and she had a little tank top, strappy tank top on, like yourself. But there was no sun in the lobby. There was no sunshine because you were gone. Because there ain't no sunshine when you're gone. And Lily, you're always gone too long. All right, so she walks out in her strappy spaghetti top and her mules and her kicky little skirt, and she sees the bulldog, and she goes, "Oh, look at he's so beautiful!" And she immediately squats down Johnny Bench style and gives me a gupper shot from across the fucking lobby. And Jimmy's got his back to it, and I didn't want to say to him, "Dude," because that would have been crazy and aggressive, and there's no doubt we would have been noticed. I mean, it was bad enough I went Texas every wolf and hit myself in the head with a fucking shoe. You know what I mean? Like. Because she crouches down, I get gupper shot. I'm like, "Ooga!" Bang, bang, bang. But because she wanted to pet the dog, so then the dog comes running over, and I mean, I'm not kidding you. She's wearing a skirt, crouches down, and she was wearing a thong, but it was hibernating for the night. I mean, it had gone up way inside where it's supposed to be, where we all want to be. And it's like, dude, that's like trying to cover a swimming pool with a bath towel. It's not happening. So it was just literally double lip action and a bulldog getting petted. And in my head, I'm just like, please enjoy that bulldog as long as you'd like. Because this imagery is going right into the lockbox. Because I was alone for 4 days in Aspen, folks. I needed some stuff in the lockbox. There was no Lily there with a fucking sheer tank top and Jesus' hands juggling her tits. That was gone. It was just me, 3 Weimarauners, and a fucking wedding party as I stared into the vast nothingness of this girl's gupper. I want to say I stared a hole through it, but I couldn't. It was already there. So I didn't alert Jimmy. And here's the thing. I didn't want to tell Jimmy because I didn't want to turn into a fucking, 5-alarm pussy fire. I didn't want to be like, "Oh, dude. Clang, 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 clang. Oh, my God." Slide down the pole. But she crouches down, and I'm staring like right up in there, and I'm in my head. I'm just going, man. You know what? I just want to go pet that dog and see if this echoes. Like I really want to just get involved. But I stared the whole time, and you know what's funny? I'll be honest with you, because she was young. She was probably like 24, and I stared, and I mean stared. Like I almost fucking called out for popcorn and opera glasses, like literally those things on the lawn. I had double monocle. I popped those in. Got my phone out. I'm filming. Because I don't care. I don't care. I'm officially dirty old man at this point to a 24-year-old. And she's just going to look at me and be like, what's she going to say? Creep? So what? I don't give a fuck. You're in the lockbox. You're not getting out. You can call me a creep all you want. That will not go into the lockbox. The lockbox is already locked. All of you, everything that comes after will go into the shame box, and I never open that ever. The shame box stays fucking closed. And at this point, who am I kidding? I have a shame storage space. I don't have a shame box. But that was the funny thing is I didn't give a fuck. I stared like literally. It's a good thing I didn't have heat vision because everybody would have been cooked. I was just fucking looking. And nobody, I didn't get busted or nobody looked at me. They may have. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't notice. Again, nobody had heads at that point. It was just me and fucking Carlsbad Caverns having a staring contest. With a fucking, literally, it just looked like a gunshot wound with a Band-Aid across it.
Oh my God!
Thong doesn't do much to cover it up. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
Gunshot wound. Holy shit.
You know what it looked like? Someone had tied her pussy to a tree and it was trying to run away and escape. But it was belted in and couldn't go anywhere. Because it was just poofing out the sides, man.
Oh my Christ.
It looked like you cooked a souffle with a lid on it.
Okay.
And it was just going out around the sides. Nothing you could do could stop it.
Oh, shit.
It was like a Play-Doh pussy pumper. It was just fucking, oh, look, a star. Oh, look, a moon. I came out in different shapes. Yeah, that's right. All right. And folks, I got to be honest, I would love to bring you more from Aspen. I would love to tell you more of these things. However, it's going to be difficult to concentrate for a few minutes because Lily has decided now is the time she should eat a frozen Snickers. And I don't know why. Why do you freeze a Snickers? First of all, I don't know why is that a thing?
Cold caramel.
Do you just like the shape of a frozen Snickers? Is that it, or you just?
I like the texture of it.
Oh, don't make up a lie.
Yeah. And then it melts in your mouth, and it's
well, that's the thing is you can't. All right, because you're eating it, but you can't just chew a frozen Snickers. So.
I can't because I have TMJ. So
all right.
I can't bite shit.
So she's got a fistful of frozen Snickers in her face, and she's working it with her mouth, like kind of to get it soft enough to put in there. So I'm looking at Lily and just in the sheer black tank top and shorts. With a handful of a frozen Snickers, and she's working it with her mouth. I'm literally sitting across from X-Tube. That's who I'm sitting with. The human embodiment of X-Tube is directly across from me.
Oh, my Christ.
Fucking glasses on and everything. Oh, and frozen chocolate now on your leg, and you're going to lick that off? Good for you.
No, I'm not going to lick it off. Oh, fuck.
See, folks, how am I supposed to concentrate? Don't hide your face behind the fucking pad. You're in the lockbox. Doesn't matter. Frozen Stickers Lily is in the lockbox. She's in there. Along with parking lot hand of God Lily Charlotte Ross. She's in there right now with the lockbox. You're all in there. All of you. All 4 of you, all 6 of you. I don't care how you want to multiply it. You're all in there. Along with fucking Pussy Mushroom Cloud from Colorado petting a dog. She's in there too. And the funny thing is, again, like I thought to myself, because she got down, I said she got down on a Johnny Bench because she squatted and crouched. Is there any more inappropriate sexual imagery than Johnny Bench? Johnny Bench looks like a tumor. Holy shit, that's an ugly dude. And I mean, like an actual tumor. Like when Karen had breast cancer, they told her she had to have a benchectomy. And to fucking take it out of her. The doctor donned the tools of ignorance and did a benchectomy on my wife. Johnny Bench is like a spleen with eyebrows. He's fucking hideous. And yet that was where my head went sexually when that chick did the fucking squat down. And I almost gave her a fastball. She didn't call for it, but I almost gave her a fastball. It was the first instance in the history of baseball where the catcher actually shook off the pitcher. She did not want that fastball. You grown that. Why do you groan that? You know how hard it is to do the show while you're fucking two-fisting a goddamn frozen Snickers? You're going down on a pile of sugar like Gianna Michaels? What the fuck? And I'm supposed to pay attention and do a goddamn show? I can't. Literally, I have enough of a candy thing going on. Now I got to put you in the lockbox with candy? Candy was in there by itself. My Hershey bar is going to be pissed. They're in the lockbox, then all of a sudden Frozen Snickers shows up and it's like, hey, excuse me, we're the fucking king chocolate in this town. I don't know if there's a candy fight in my lockbox. I have no idea if there is. Come on, fold it. You guys can get along, right? There's plenty of room for all sorts of candy in my lockbox. Case in point, Fun Dip. That is now in the lockbox as well. You know who else is in the lockbox? Marcy Playground. Figure it out, folks. God damn it, I smell like brisket. All right. I got a nice bark on me. I got a smoke ring. I got a nice smoke ring, folks. You got to smell me. You want to smell me. I'm like human smoke. You know that smoke monster in Lost? Fuck him. I smell better than him. I even smell smokier than him. I got a great bark. All right, so neither do I. I went to Aspen. I'll tell you a little bit about that, folks. And there are sites. The sites there are amazing. Not just guppers in the lobby. Amazing mountains and wide open spaces. I flew to Aspen on Thursday. Thursday night, was it? I think it was. No. Everybody got there Thursday. I got there Friday. I flew there Friday during the day because I did not have a lift to the airport. I threw it out there. I threw the bat signal out, and our friend Paul Goebel responded and scooped me up and shuttled me off to the airport, and I do appreciate it, Paul. Thank you. I know you're listening. You always listen, right? So I went Thursday, and I know a lot of you are out there thinking to yourself, Mike, you were borderline hobo 10 days ago. How the fuck are you tripping out to Aspen and staying in an amazing snow village? Because it was literally in a snow globe. I saw them. They had to open the top, and we went down on the helipad, and even though it was warm, there was still snow all over the place. But that actually is true. I'll tell you that in a second. All right, so, but you're thinking to yourselves, Mike, you don't have disposable cash. How do a guy like you go to Aspen? Well, look, folks, I think I've told you for weeks that I had $400. I spent it to go to Aspen. How great would that be? How great is that story? Folks, I spent my last dime to go to Aspen to see my buddy got married. Well, because look, I knew I had a job when I came home, right? As soon as I got the barbecue job, I said, I'm in Aspen. Done. Hopped on the scooter with Lloyd Christmas and drove up with frozen snot all over my face. No, that did not happen. I wasn't going to go to Aspen. It wasn't in my plans. I've been invited to this wedding for months. It was the wedding of Evil Dennis and his new bride, who I don't know if I should say her name because, she doesn't want to be associated with Evil Dennis. Even though she committed to a marriage in front of everybody and God and everyone. And I can tell you that God reached his hand down and did not touch her dress the way he touched Lily's tank top. But because they got married outside. But I wasn't going to go to this wedding, and I actually turned it down, folks. I RSVP'd no. I did not select an entree. I was not interested in the tri-tip or the halibut. So I said I cannot make it. And then I heard from Evil Dennis, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I said, what? And he goes, you're not coming? I said, you know my situation. I mean, I can't. And he goes, that doesn't make any sense. You got to come out there. We need you there. And I said, I understand. It's a great thing, and the whole UN of Evil is going to be there. And he said, what are you talking about? I said, never mind. It's something from the show. Because he has no idea that he knows the show exists. But he doesn't, I don't think he knows his role in it so much. I don't think he knows that he's the Dr. Doom of the Schmidt universe. That's funny. Who would I be? Who am I in the Schmidt universe? I want to be Spider-Man. I got to be Spider-Man, right? Evil Dennis is Dr. Doom. I'm Hulk. I'm an idiot. What the fuck am I thinking of? I'm going to be Spider-Man? I'm not lithe. I'm quick with a quip, but I'm certainly not lithe. What if I get lithe? Oh my God, how great would that be? That changes this whole show. That changes the complexion of the world if I get lithe. Forget about it. If I get lithe, you'll never hear from me again. I'll just crawl into a vagina and never come out. A lot of girls out there looking for lithe. Mouthy and lithe? Oh my God, that's perfect. Fuck Backyard Smooth. I'm mouthy and lithe. All right. So literally every week now, the show title is going to be something and something. It's like, I'll finally get to Simon and Simon eventually, I would imagine. Hardcastle and McCormick. Schmidt Castle and McCormick. Everything will have a Schmidt in it.
Oh, Christ.
Shields and Schmidt-Nell. All right, so folks, I'm starving. Because I smell like a goddamn, like an apple cider smokehouse. So I'm so hungry. There was a break, and Lily gave me a candy bar, but it's 90 degrees here. So it was just a limp dick candy bar because she ate the frozen Snickers, but then she had a Hershey's. And it was just, she goes, I have to warn you, this is Soft Chocolate, which is the greatest jazz band name ever. How do you not name your band Soft Chocolate? And then in my head, I'm just like, so wait, so it's like Softlet. Or is it Choftlet? I thought those things to myself, but I share them with you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Soft Chocolate. So, goddamn idiot. Not to be confused with sexual chocolate. Sexual chocolate! My dignity, because the greatest love of all inside of me. God damn it. That's Mr. Randy Watson. He was Joe the policeman in the What's Going Down episode of That's My Mama. All right. Half this show is song lyrics and half of it is lines from movies. There's not an original thought in any of these shows. It's just a crazy quilt of things that have influenced me over the years, and I've just appropriated. It's not even influenced. I've just outright stolen them. All I do is I speak song lyrics as if they were real speech, and then I throw in a movie line or two, and then I say goodnight. I take a bow. I throw cold water in my face. I give Lily a peck on the cheek, and I go home. And then when I'm home, I lock the doors and I unlock the lockbox. And I ruin everything. Because that's what I want to do, folks. I think you know that about me, or if even if you don't, I think that's pretty much the subtext of all of these shows. I ruin everything. And not only that, I want to. So, where were we? I'm a little lost. I'm a little. Evil Dennis. I'm talking to Evil Dennis, and he's trying to get me to come to Aspen to the wedding, and I turned him down. I said no, and then finally he called me, and he fucking Corleone me, because he's like, look, I know your situation, but I want you to be here, so I'll take care of it. And I'm like, dude, I'm not your son. You know, you don't have to do that. He goes, I know I don't have to do that. I want to do that. Your wedding gift to me is letting me do this and you being here. And I was furious, and I didn't want to do it. But I accepted because I've realized that you can't really say no to Evil Dennis. And I haven't been able to through the years. And also, I wanted to be there. I mean, I won't lie. I wanted to be there. It's all my friends. I'm going to see Dennis get married. I was excited. So I said, yeah. And I also said, yeah, just to stop the fucking discussion. Because, I mean, he will not take no for an answer. I mean, he is just, and rightfully so. And that explains why he's Evil Dennis. If you listen closely, there's his helicopter. He's about to swoop in and make fun of me on the air and then fly away. Because that's who he is. He's a ball buster. But I love him. So I agreed to go, and then immediately hung up the phone and called Dave and called Lily and said, I shouldn't do this, right? Why am I doing this? It's terrible. Why am I going to do this? Why am I being bullied into going? And they're both like, you need to calm the fuck down and go and have a good time because your friend wants to help you and he wants to see you. The end. And so I couldn't argue with that because, I wanted to. I mean, I wanted them both to go, yeah, jerk. But instead they were just like, you're being silly here. Take the 4 days, have a good time, see your friends, and enjoy yourself. Don't even worry about it. Because in my head, now I owe him a trip to Aspen. I know that sounds stupid. And in reality, I owe him nothing. Well, that's totally not true. But I do. maybe if I say it into the ether, it'll be so. Maybe Evil Dennis will forget everything. But so I went to Aspen on his dime. I mean, it literally... But I'm even at the point where I'm worried. I'm like, I need, $40 to hang out, like that sort of thing. But then thankfully I got the gig, and it kind of freed up a little bit. And then whatever, things broke well. So I mean, I didn't need any real money. I mean, he paid for everything, and I just charged everything to the room. So there you go. Got a couple of massages, had a couple of omelets, had a couple of omelet massages. It was amazing. Oh, they're so great. Oh, folks. You have not lived until you've had a Denver omelet massage. I'm telling you. They just fill a hot tub with like eggs and you just jump in it. As 4 hot chicks just chop peppers and ham around you. Oh, it's so just basking in a giant Denver omelet hot tub. Oh, so delightful. And that Denver omelet has a secret ingredient called Schmidt. Makes it that much more tasty. Ham and peppers and Schmidt. They're handling my divorce. I gotta stop making myself laugh. Deliver a joke without laughing, idiot. They're handling my divorce. Ham and peppers and Schmidt. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get cleaned out. I trust ham. Peppers is awful. Oh, Christ. That made me cry. I gotta stop. Deliver a joke without laughing, stupid. All right. But see, it's hard, folks. It's hard when the bees show up with genius. You have to appreciate it, and then unfortunately, it catches me off guard, and I laugh and laugh. And the bees know this because whenever I laugh, a bee escapes. It flies right out of my mouth. And now whatever made me think of Hammond, Peppers, and Schmidt handling my divorce, that's gone, man. It's long gone. And that's why I tell you guys, when I record these shows, they're done to me. Like, people will write me and go, when did you say that? I go, I have no idea. That bee flew away.
Yeah.
Hey, man, when did Mike do the first stew look? I have no idea. That bee flew away. I need Daniel Shaw on the case. So where were we? Omelet massage. So we... So Dennis, everything was on his dime, which was really nice of him. So I flew in Friday. I wanted to get there Thursday. Why didn't I didn't give a fuck. Well, all right, I'll tell you this. Here's Evil Dennis. He's like, hey man, I'm gonna buy. Did I tell this story? It seems like I've told these stories. He said, hey man, I gotta get your airfare, and I said, so I wrote him a note, and in the note I told him, I said, hey look, if you book me on American, here's my frequent flyer number. So if I can get the miles, that'd be great. But if you use miles, I don't care. Whatever, just let me know. I said, but this is going to sound weird, but I try to sit exclusively on the right-hand side of the plane by the window. It's my preference, and also I'm fat, and I find it to be the least bothersome seat. Certainly the person next to me is going to be disappointed, but if I sit on the aisle, I'm bugging the person in the middle, and I'm also leaning out into the aisle. I'm keep getting fucking kneed in the balls by a sky mom, so I don't want that to happen. So I, just please, that's my only request. Window seat, right-hand side. And I tell your travel agent, tell your travel minions, whoever the fuck handles your stuff. I don't know. His house is so big, he may have a travel agency upstairs. So it's like, do me a favor, send your son up there to tell them, Uncle Mike wants to sit on the window on the right-hand side. So, I sent him that email, and, a day later, I get the itinerary. He's like, all right, pal, here you go. I open it, United Airlines, which I also have a frequent flyer number, but he didn't ask. But he didn't need it because he booked the flight, and I think he used miles, but whatever, who cares? However, I'm in 6C, which is on the aisle. Certainly it's business class. See, here's the thing. Normal people think you want legroom. Yes, normal people do want legroom. Fat people don't give a fuck about legroom. Fat people care about waist room. I got a bunch of loose meat. I got to have an armrest that goes up so I can have a fleshalanch into the middle seat. Yeah, I said fleshalanch. Put that in your lockbox. So I'm on the aisle. So I'm like, oh, god damn it. But you can usually fix that as you get closer to the date. So I flew Friday. Flew out of LAX. Our friend Paul Goebel dropped me off. And when I got there, I was able to switch my seat from 6C to 15D, which is a window seat toward the back of the plane. And I've told this story many times before. It's going to sound like a repeat. It's going to sound like second verse, same as the first, but it truly happened, so I have to share it with you. I was in the window seat, sitting there, armrest up, waiting for unsuspecting traveler. And sure enough, young hot girl gets on, comes to the back of the plane, and there's 2 empty seats in the back of the plane. And she comes up and she looks at her ticket, and she's walking down. She looks at her ticket, and as she gets closer, she looks at her ticket and looks up at the numbers and sees that she's with me. She's lost the fat guy lottery. And she looks at me, and I look at her, I go, hey, because I know. And she makes a face as if it was like we were at Harvard and we were debating date rape and I was taking the pro. I mean, it was like she made this face oh. I mean, she was horrified. Because I've had people look with disgust. I've had people look, so I would say, yeah, she was disgustingly horrified or horrifyingly disgusted. I can't decide which. But she sat down as if she was lowering herself into a grave, and immediately gets her phone out. And I look at her and I go, hey, look, I apologize. I will fly as small as I can. And here's the thing, too, folks. I could have hung this fucking chick from my rearview mirror. She was tiny. Not 1 ounce of her perfumed flesh came anywhere close to the fleshalanch. I mean, she was completely in her seat and everything was fine. And yeah, I might have stolen a couple of inches, but they weren't inches she was going to miss. I mean, she was totally wispy. But she sat down and she was fucking, so I looked at her and I go, hey, look, I'm real sorry. I'll fly really small. I kind of crunch into the side of the plane. I do apologize. Never even looked at me. just texting. Never even looked at me, never acknowledged me like I was a fucking bug. So she's texting, so I held my gaze. I continued to stare at her head until she was going to acknowledge me. I'm just looking at her. She's not looking, she's texting. And I read what she's texting, and I see the word fat. She was telling her friend she was sitting next to a fat guy on the plane and was not happy about it. And also, she didn't mention that she was ignoring the fat guy as if he were an animal in the zoo reaching out for a peanut. So I'm looking at her, and I see it. I see her typing it. I'm waiting for her to look at me so I can acknowledge it. And I'm not going to say anything. And then the Sky Mom comes by, and she goes, "Hey, we've closed all the doors, so you need to turn off your phone." And she just looks up and nods. And again, no word. I mean, could have been fucking Helen Keller. I have no fucking clue. Might have been mute, but she just looks up and kind of nods and keeps texting. And the Sky Mom stands there, because normally they'll tell you that and they'll kind of move along because you pretend to put it away. She didn't even fucking pretend to put it away. She kept holding it and continued texting, like, I've got to finish this thought. But she didn't say, oh, I've got to finish this thought. She literally gave her a cursory nod, like even almost as disgusted with her as she was with me, and she continues to text. And I'm staring right at her. And then the woman goes, I'm serious, ma'am. We're closing all the the doors, and you need to put the phone away now. And she looks up and she goes, I will. Not I'm going to, not I am, I will. Meaning basically when I want to. And continues to text. And the stewardess looks at me, and I look at her, and I'm so happy I got to do this. I've always wanted to do it in my life. I got to be Charles Grodin for like 2 minutes. Because she makes eye contact with me, and I'm looking at her, and there's a scene in Midnight Run where Robert De Niro has had his credit cards canceled by John Ashton, but he doesn't know it. So he's trying to get him and Grodin on a fucking train or a plane or something. And the woman keeps going, oh, I'm sorry, this credit card is bad. And De Niro's like, there's no way. You've got to run that card again. Please run that card again. And then the cashier looks at Grodin, and Grodin just shakes his head like, this guy's a lunatic, right? And she's like, yeah. And they're bonding while De Niro's going through his credit cards. And that's exactly what happened with me and the stewardess. I'm making fucking eye contact with her, and I'm shaking my head like, And she's shaking her head, yeah. And then finally she goes, ma'am, I will take your phone away, or we will eject you from the plane. You need to put it away this second. Like all that bullshit, and the whole fucking trauma, and putting and turning it off, and the whole time I'm looking at the guy waitress, and we're just, and I'm just shaking my head like fucking Grodin. It was awesome. So she puts it away. And the waitress walks away, and she gathers her things and immediately gets in the other empty seat. Doesn't ask the other person if she can take it. Doesn't say, just literally, and just sits down. And my favorite part is, like, it gives me a look over her shoulder like, well, I'm going to do this now. Like she was punishing me in some way. And I was the secret of the ooze, man. I just fucking oozed all over both seats and jabbaed the fuck out of it. I just literally, there wasn't an inch of fabric that you could see because I had Reed Richards myself all around the seat. And I was fantastic. It was a 2-hour flight, and I hadn't slept. I had plans to go to bed at 3:30 because I had to be at the airport by 11. Goal was to be at my house at 9:30. So I figured out if I go 3:30 to 8:30, I'll get a shower. I'll be fine. Yeah, I went to bed at 8. So I got about an hour and a half of sleep, and then grabbed a shower, finished packing. Why am I going backwards? Then I went to the airport. I don't know if you guys know this. I got on the plane. Idiot. 2-hour flight, slept, landed in Aspen, and we deplaned. Check that. I shouldn't use the word we. Everybody deplaned. I shouldn't use the word everybody. Check that. They deplaned. Because, like I said, I went to sleep, and then we landed in Aspen, and I stayed asleep. And I was sleeping, and then all of a sudden I felt a jostle, and I thought it might be turbulence, so I didn't really do anything. I felt another jostle, and I opened my eyes, and I was on an empty plane surrounded by a cleaning crew. My Sky Mom friend from earlier was being very gentle, but she was waking me up and going, "Sir, you've been asleep. We're here." And literally no one on the plane except the cleaning crew is cleaning everything. And I get up, walk outside, and everybody's got their luggage. They're gone. I mean, it's like it's this empty runway with luggage in my bag sitting there. I'd probably slept 15 minutes past the time we all got off the plane. My favorite part, they let me. They let me. Was I that slumped down that they didn't see me? And all of a sudden they got to because I was in the back of the plane. So finally they got back there, and I'm sure some Mexican guy with a vacuum cleaner is like, "Ay, ay, ay." Uh, so I get out and I grab my bag. I'll tell you this: I walked off the plane and I looked around. I did like a 360 panorama, and I immediately went, "Yeah, I could live here forever." I mean, I was in Aspen for 5 seconds and made that decision because it is so gorgeous. I mean, it was so beautiful. I took a picture of the cloud. That's how gorgeous it was. It was the bluest sky I've ever seen. It was right up there with Tahoe. Man, again, as you know, if I had fucking money, I would live in Tahoe. Well, Aspen is coming up hard on the outside because it was so gorgeous, and it smells like Tahoe. That's the thing. You can go to cities, you can go to places that have pine trees, you can go to but all of Tahoe smells like pine. Even in the city, even by the casinos, it has this smell to it. And Aspen had the same one. Uh, I walked out. I was getting a ride from I stayed at the Viceroy in Snowmass Village near Aspen. That's where all of us were staying, the entire wedding party, everybody and all the guests. I check in. I should tell you this. I got picked up. You have to call. I had to call to arrange a shuttle a couple days beforehand, and they picked 4 of us up. And just a weird eclectic. Because again, I will tell you this: Evil Dennis, I know everybody on his side, but I don't know anybody on the bride's side. I've not met any of them. I don't know anything about them. And conversely, they know nothing about me. They have no idea internet celebrity is about to crash their shindig. They have no idea. They have no clue that the talent has just shown up. So I go to get into the shuttle, and this dude gets out. He's like, "Hey, you guys here for the shuttle?" And this guy was. If you've ever seen an '80s movie, where a bunch of ragtag losers get together, led by one charismatic guy to take on the jocks. This was the charismatic guy who led them into battle with the jocks. There's a movie called Ski School and Hot Dog the movie. Like all those movies, there's always these like kind of misfitty dudes and then one good-looking dude among them. He got out of the shuttle. He was 6'3", probably 175, 180. Scrub, like 2-day scrub, 3-day scrub on his face, and gorgeous. I mean, like gorgeous cheekbones. And his tousled hair, like his hair was just like fucking. It was like this. Yeah, man, I owned a brush once, like that kind of thing. He was so good looking, and we get in the van and we're driving, and he starts telling us about what's this and what's that, and here's a field, and there's snow there, and this is a mountain, and then I said, "Oh my God, have you been in Aspen your whole life?" And he goes, "Yeah," and I go, "Probably not much reason to leave here, right? Until you get to the last girl." And he just laughed, like he knew exactly what I meant. And I said, "Yeah," because I mean, literally, he's 24, and he just was so beautiful. and any thoughts any guy would ever have of getting laid in Aspen are crushed the second that guy pulls up, because you just go, God damn it, if he's within a 4-mile radius, all that's going to be left of that girl is a puddle and the noise, because she's going to somehow find her way to him, and you're going to have to clean up the mess she left behind. We pull up into Snowmass. I'm taking photos. Dude, I was straight up fucking Wang from Caddyshack. I'm just taking photos of everything, out the window, through the windshield. Pull up to Snowmass. And I should tell you this, I was not affected by the altitude that much. In Denver, if you remember, I got a headache the second I walked off the plane. But this time, for some reason, my body adapted to it pretty quick. I checked in, and they gave me a water bottle. They give everybody a water bottle, and they go, "Here, you stay hydrated." There's free water in the lobby, like ice water chests, and they tell you, and they use triple filtered water. I go upstairs to my room. Dudes, my room had, look, the rich are just different than you and I. Because I walked into this room, and first of all, in the bathroom, there's a shower with a rainforest shower head. Then there's a freestanding bathtub away from the shower. And the faucet control is on the wall. It's not even connected to the bathtub. Some weird magic. It's a fucking black magic bathtub. So I go in further to the room, and there's a stove. Like a full-on stove, and I go through the cabinets. There's measuring cups and pans and plates and glasses, and right next to the stove, there's a butcher's block with a knife set. See, that's how the rich are different. You don't dare trust the poor with free knives. But you know the rich have got their own cutlery, and yours is a fucking step below, and they're not going to take it. And they're certainly not going to sully their hands killing anyone there. They're far too busy trading every poor person that they can get their hands on. But poor people, you give them free knives, forget about it. The pool runs red with the blood of the innocent. So there's a butcher's block with knives. I go in, there's 2 different closets. Then I open a third closet that's got robes and slippers that I can use. I immediately put my bag in the freestanding bathtub, and I still do a bed bug check. Even though it's the richest house in America, I still go through and look for bed bugs, tear the bed apart. 4 pillows. And I should tell you this, there's a fucking fur bedspread on the bed. And I've said this to people, and they go, it's not really fur. I don't know what the fuck it is. Again, I'm poor. I don't know. It feels like fur, and it looked like fur. That was good enough for me. Could it have been faux fur? Certainly. I don't know what the fuck it was. Actually, check that. I do know what it was. It was too good for me. That's all I know. I have expected like 4 burly dudes to come in and go, oh, sir, I'm sorry. We put the fur bedspread in the wrong room. I got to take this away. There's a rich person who's cold. So, but I kept running my hand through it. Like every time I'd walk by it, I'd run my hand through it. But it's like, literally rainforest shower, freestanding tub, which is like that looked like Playboy. You know what I mean? It was like the grotto. And then it had the fur bedspread, which is like the Old West. So I actually wrote on Facebook, I go, I explained what was there. And I said afterwards, I said I'm going to grab a nap. And then me and James Caan are going to go shoot Wild Bill Hickok. And then what was fun, what was funny is, Sandra Sanchez from our friend from the past. She she's from the Junk Mail of the Mind podcast, and she wrote me on Twitter because she was joking before where she was, she's a lesbian person, and she wanted to get she was gonna have a child by surrogate, and we had jokingly discussed her having my sperm somehow, but the rule was I was happy to give it to her, but it would have to be manually. She wasn't going to be able to. I wasn't going to send some fucking cryo chamber up to Canada for her. It was going to have to be a romantic weekend, and I would never see her again, of course. But she could, have the child. But I would be happy to do that for her. And she was like, no. So then when I tweeted that about the fucking the bedspread, she wrote back. She goes, so if someone needed like a sample of Schmidt, I'm guessing that fur bedspread would be the thing to collect hypothetically this weekend. And I was like, not yet, but by the end of the fucking weekend, it's going to look like a chinchilla filling a vat of Greek yogurt.
I'm sorry for groaning. It was just a visual.
So, but the offer still stands, Sandra. But she's already got a young man. She did the whole. She got in some. Well, who cares? Go listen to her show. Go listen to, what am I going to do? I'm going to recap their last 2 years? Idiot. Fur bedspread, I unpack, and I sit down, I set up the computer, and then they contact me, tell me dinner's at 6. There's a welcome dinner for everybody, a reception downstairs. And I go downstairs, and I see, there was Woj, and all the guys from the Unit of Evil are there, Woj and Jimmy O, and Max. Evil Dennis is there, and the bride. And I meet everybody, and they're like, we're talking. Well, I don't want to say her name. She didn't sign up for this.
I know, it's just funny.
The bride. She's lovely.
Bride of Dennis.
She's the bride of Evil Dennis. She's a lovely woman. It's just that I don't know if she wants me to say who she is, quite frankly. So I go down for the reception, and I see my crew, all the people that I know. The Unit of Evil and the wives are there. And immediately, I'll tell you what, we haven't changed. We haven't fucking changed in 30 years. Because immediately we all go, all right, we got to find a table that we can take over. We don't want to get mixed up with any of these other motherfuckers. We need to sit together and hate as a group. And I guess there was an email sent out by the bride's friends, like they were going to have a game like at the wedding reception and stuff like that. I didn't get the email. I thought it sounded interesting once I heard about it, but my friends are like, I fucking deleted that thing immediately. All right. So we went and commandeered a table, and the best part is there was a dude like in the bride's party, because they're younger than us. I should tell you that the bride is a little younger than us. So her friends are all there, and They're younger than us. I mean, you'd have to be. We're the oldest people alive. So we gotta go and we take a table. And we take a head count and we go, all right, there's 10 of us. Let's get that table. And we grab it. And this dude, again, they're young people. They're hipster type people. So this one dude, Jesus Christ. There's a dude in blue pants and a bow tie. And he's walking around with vodka. He's got shots of vodka on a tray. And he came over to the table we decided we were going to commandeer, and he was going to put the vodka down and have a seat there. And my friends are just like, nah, this is our table. Get lost. Like, literally, get a move on. And I saw them do it. And I saw him, like, slump his shoulders and walk away with his tray of vodka. And all my friends just fucking sat down. You know who we are? We're like the Sopranos. It's like if the Sopranos traveled as a group and just kept showing up at functions and hating everybody actively. It was crazy to me. And if you think it's just the guys, one of the wives, I don't know if I should say who. Oh, fuck it, I will. Max's wife, Kristen. She goes, oh, why are you guys being so mean to Mr. Green Jeans? She called that guy Mr. Green Jeans. So the rest of the weekend, I found out his name. I met him, and I knew his name. He was still Mr. Green Jeans to us the rest of the weekend. Oh, Mr. Green Jeans. We're trying to have fun. We're waiting around to die. We're old. We're set in our ways. Mr. Green Jeans came over. They had a plan. They were going to carry the bride in on a chair. So he was scaring up some volunteers. So he comes over to the UN of Evil, and there's another guy named Kenny, who's a cousin of Evil Dennis. But he's part of our group as well. And Kenny's about 6'4", and he's had some back stuff because he's played softball his whole life and everything. So Green Jeans comes over, and he's going to pitch the fucking chair bit, and he looks at Kenny, and he's like, hey, we're looking for these, somebody we're going to put her in a chair. And David, Max, is sitting right next to the guy. He's sitting next to Kenny. So he hears it. And Kenny goes, oh, I'm really sorry. I have a bad back. Like, I couldn't do it even if I wanted to. It's unfortunate, but it's a medical reason. And Green Jeans is like, no problem. So he comes over to Max, and he just goes, hey, we're going to do this thing where we're going to organize it. We're going to put Kelly. And Max just goes, I have a hernia. And the guy turns around and walks away. No parlay. No, I'm sorry to hear that. No, oh, okay. Just the look on David's face is enough for them to know the UN of Evil is not interested in your reindeer games. I have a hernia. And then just goes back to drinking, and the guy leaves. Fucking Green Jeans, bummed. So we're at the table, and we're all just taking pictures of each other. Like it's funny when I look at the pictures, I have no pictures of the bride or her friends. It's all these selfies taken with my friends and taken of the girls. The girls get a heat on, they get a couple of drinks in them, and they're joking around, and then we go stand in a line for food, which is, good. And then there was one dude, there was a ham the size of a fucking Volkswagen, like on the table. And the guy's just cutting it up, and he would give you a catcher's mitt of ham, like a giant fucking piece. And except for me, I told him, I go, dude, I want one piece of ham, a small one, because I don't like hot ham. But I was willing to try it. But then we all go sit down, and we just keep making ham jokes. Like all of us... Dude, what if your Friday night was spent guarding a ham? Because we would all, once everybody's done eating, we looked off into the distance, and the guy's just there with his arms crossed, standing above the rest of the ham. He was like guarding the gate of Asgard and Ham. It was crazy. Ham had a bodyguard that night. Oh my God. Some poor steak got raped because the ham had all the protection. Nobody likes an Aspen steak rape. So we're making fun of everything. It's the weirdest thing. We all get together and we are just this fucking, the Algonquin round table? We're like the Algonquin porcupine table. Like we're all funny and smart and erudite, but you can't get close enough to hear any of it or you get jabbed with our poison spikes. I have no idea if porcupines are poison. I hope they are. God, I hope they are. That would make them that much more interesting. If you were made out of sharp spikes, wouldn't you literally go the extra mile, God? What are you doing up there, Jesus? You make a fucking ball of spikes, make them poisonous spikes, and let porcupines be able to launch them. Holy shit, would that be great? If it was like a combination skunk, Oh my God! You know how skunk sprays evil liquid? What if porcupine could shoot its quills? Jesus Christ! The porcupine is nature's archer. Oh, they do? Forget all that stuff I just said. All right, so they really no, 'cause not the way I'm thinking of it. Like where they haunch up on their haunches and just like and they shoot them like bullets.
No.
That's what I want. All right, see, yeah, okay. See, I'm improving nature. Don't shush me. I'm giving the porcupine a purpose. So we just sit there and we're carving everything up like the dude with the ham. I mean, we're just, and again, all night long with the thing. Because it was a supermoon. And we looked up and we're like, oh, look at that supermoon. We're like, I wonder how it's going to affect that ham. I mean, it looked awful. So there was one of her friends. Again, they're young. They're young people who still have hope. They still have life to live. One of them comes in and he has a handlebar mustache and a lip ring. And he comes in, and it's just this weird, like that beat where he walks by and everybody kind of registers him. And then Mex just goes, oh, I didn't know there was a strongman contest at this wedding. He goes, is there going to be bare knuckle boxing at the reception? I should know. I got to get in shape. And oh my God, does that improve that wedding? You know it does. Fucking Mex takes his shirt off and just has old man strength and has to fight that guy in a train car? Yeah! I'm in, goddammit! It makes me want to get married again just to have that at the reception. One of those old brother where art thou push cart fucking railroad cars with two guys fighting on it? Mex naked to the waist with the old man strength? Perfect! So Mex just kept, I mean, it was like literally like, oh, I can't, why I don't want to go get any food because John L. Sullivan will take a crack at me, and Mex is doing the stance, everything. Every time we saw him, we said something. And then, you know, and people are starting to drink a little, and we're taking pictures, and, but there is this clear delineation between them and us, as there always is. And we fall into formation. We're the fucking A-team of assholes. I mean, we are just, we're finishing each other's insults. I mean, we are right there. We are the Harlem Globetrotters of dicks. We got it down, man. And the rest of the world is the fucking Washington Generals. Because we are all over everybody. Literally, we all walk in, and you hear Sweet Georgia Brown just start whistling, and we just start passing around insults instead of a basketball. This hive mind of hate. And you know, people are coming up and they're giving toasts and they're being nice and I've told this story before. You know, Mex and I gravitate to kids. Like that's, you know, you'll be at a funeral or a wake or anywhere, and we wind up with a kid and we wind up talking to them all night. It sounds awful, but I mean, but that's who I'd rather talk to. I mean, I don't want to go talk to some guy about golf. Who gives a shit about golf? So you know, Mex starts having rolly chair races with Dennis's daughter. You know, that thing where you launch yourself off the fire pit and try to roll back into the foliage, and we're timing them, and just, it was, and again, other people are drinking. They have their highballs, and they're looking around, and they, you know, vroom, 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 we're fucking pushing chairs. It was great. It was totally fun. So then afterwards, you know, after the party itself ends, we go and we basically steal the lobby. We commandeer the lobby. And they had gift bags. Oh, gee, they had given us welcome bags, and the welcome bags were full of like candy, which, as you know, went straight into the lockbox. So it's like a bunch of candy, and then, you know, stuff to do around town. There, you know, information phone numbers, because there was a wedding planner who planned everything, so you can contact her if there was a problem. But also, it had a bottle of water that said Dennis and Bride's wedding, and a picture of them in a field. So Dennis comes over, and we're, you know, everybody's kind of giving him some shit. And I wasn't there. And then I walk over and I reach into the welcome bag and I pull the bottle of water out, and he's sitting on the chair, and I go, see that picture? And he goes, yeah. And I go, I'm going to jerk off and shoot right on that picture tonight. And I put it back in the bag. And then we're in the lobby talking, and I something happened where I wound up throwing mints. Like because I like went through the bag and it was like we were all picking the good candy, and then they had like those cinnamon red hots and actual those starburst mints, those little, or like those, the sunburst peppermints. And I go, what that mint? And I whip it off a painting and it makes this clank noise off the glass. And yeah, it was dumb. I was just that was silly. But we're laughing and having a good time. And well, I should tell you that we were out at the party, and this woman walks up and she decided she was going to be friendly to us.
Oh, no.
And we're all around this table, just just putting out the vibe, like don't come over here. But she did. A glass of wine in her hand. She's a redhead, and she comes over. She goes, "Hey, everybody! Hey!" And we're just kind of like looking at her, like, you don't know you. We're all supposed to stop. And she goes, "Hey, I want to tell you something." She starts clapping her hands with the wine in the one hand. She's clapping, and she's got red hair. And she starts telling us that her daughter is in a nationally televised talent show and has made it to a certain level. And she starts talking about that. And we're all just looking at her like, why? I guess that's her opener at parties, and it gets her in where everybody thinks she's cool, or I don't know what it was, but you don't know what you're up against here. This is... That's like waving a butter knife at a hydra. You're about to get fucking schooled. So we're all looking at her. And she's kind of blousy, like she's a little drunk, and got the wine in her, and so she starts talking, and Jimmy O's being nice to her, and so she goes and get a laptop to show the video of her daughter to us, like she's showing us that, and so I keep calling her Copper Top because she's got red hair. I go, "Hey, Copper Top," and Jimmy O knows her name. He introduces her. I'm like, "Oh, hey, Copper Top," like that's all I call her. And Copper Top starts giving me the eye a little bit. And I say that. I'm like, "Hey." And then Mex is like, "She did the same thing to me at the bar. It's not even a thing. That's just who she is." And it's true. So as I wind up talking to her, I kind of realize that's who she is as a person. But at the same time, she's kind of flirty and touching my arm. But then she keeps mentioning her husband. And I'm like, "Well, I don't see a ring on your hand." She's like, "Oh, I didn't wear it with this outfit. It's back in the room along with my husband. He's asleep already." I'm like, "Oh, well, that's a shame."
Oh, no.
And
no.
I have my hand on her hip, and kind of like half hip, half ass a little bit. And I'm not doing anything because again, she got a husband. But I just think it's kind of funny to we're practicing at this point. And I said to her, I said, "Oh, that's a shame." And she goes, "Yeah, he's sometimes he's even too tired to perform." And I said, "Really?" I said, "Well, that's a shame for you, Copper Top. I'm sorry to hear that." She goes, "Well, his famous line is always, 'Well, you don't even have to be awake for this.'" And I said, "I would make sure you were awake for this."
Oh, Jesus, no.
And she looks at me and she goes, "Come here, you." And she goes to walk away, and I look at Max and he's just like, "Ugh." But then when she's saying, "Come here, you," to show me her daughter on the fucking laptop, and I don't give a shit about that. So I go back and I sit down and we're talking, and she's there. She's still blah, 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 and wine all over. So then she comes into the lobby where we're sitting, and I look at Max, and he just goes, "Oh." Then I go, "Aha." And I just got up and I went right for her. And I'm talking to her. And again, she's got a husband. I don't, means nothing to me. But I'm all we're doing is we're playing pinball at this point. So I'm talking to her, and she won't stop at the kid. And because I'm just trying to be inappropriate, and it's bouncing off of her drunken Teflon, like it's not even happening. Because it's funny to me to do that, just to see them get all kind of like, what are you, what? I told you I've done that in comedy clubs where, because I know I'm leaving the next day, so people will come up to me, and I the one time that in Iowa, I was with Mike Toomey, and these girls came up and they're just like, "You guys are so hilarious," and we're like, "Oh, show us your tits," and they did. And Mike Toomey looked at me and he's like, 20 years, that's all I had to do was ask? Because I'm a comedian, man. I'm crazy. I'd eat my own arm. So I'm there, and I'm talking to her, and as I'm talking to her, Jimmy O then comes walking over, and he says her name, and he goes, "So, when is she going for the audition?" Like, he starts talking about the kid, and I look at him like, "What are you doing?" It was literally like he just pulled the lawnmower and she went, "Oh," and just drove off. Rampage downhill about the kid. And I snuck away. I just got the fuck out of there. I went back and sat down and threw more mints. And eventually everybody left. And it was only like 11 o'clock, 11:30, and everybody's like, "Oh, we're gonna head upstairs. We're gonna head upstairs." And in my head, and I didn't say anything, and I'm just like, "Oh, don't leave." I'm having fun. I'm having so much fun seeing everybody. But here, I also recognize the reality of the situation. Eventually, the only people left are me and Jimmy, because Jimmy's wife is back home in Michigan, and mine is on the good ship, not Mike. She's taking the cruise on the I Hate Mike Express. So, of course, everybody with a wife who is away from their kids went up to their hotel room because they are there, and why not make good use of the hotel room? There's a fur bread spread, for fuck's sake. I go just for the photo opportunity. So, uh, so me and Jimmy hang out down in the lobby and we're talking, just having a good time, and then he finally bails. I go upstairs, we crash. And I straightened my schedule out over the weekend. I should tell you this, especially even with the job. I can't be up till 8, 9 in the morning anymore. I have to be a real person. So, and I also, when I was there, I wanted to be up and with my friends. So I went to bed at like 2 because I had slept on the plane. Remember, I was in the plane in a fucking coma, but I powered through the night, and then I went to bed at 2 o'clock, got up at 9, and immediately texted everybody. It was that fun thing where you're like, "Hey man, if there's a breakfast, I'm in." So we just went downstairs to breakfast, and it was me and Jimmy O was there, and Woj's wife Linda. Some guys went out walking, some guys were out, hiking and stuff. But I went to breakfast with these guys, and I told a story in year 1 about a girl I went to school with who one thing led to another, and I went up throwing a glass of water in her face. Now I didn't mean to. I didn't try to. I mean, I was trying to get something. She was waving a cigarette around, and I tried to hit that with water, and then I threw a glass of water in her face. In an elevator full of myself and my friends, and just this polarizing silence. And then she said, "Great, that was real mature, Mike." And I said, "I'm surprised you didn't melt." And Max is he's like holding my arm like, because he can't laugh. And he hates, Max doesn't like my tension. Well, he doesn't. I mean, he pretends that that he can get along with it, but then when it happens, like right in front of his face, he's just like, no, come on. But then I have a hernia. Like, what are you? I'm the bad guy here. Look how sad Mr. Green Jeans is. So, but I'm the jerk. All right, fine. So this friend of mine, she comes to the wedding because she has known Dennis longer than any of us. I know Dennis since 8th grade. She knows him since kindergarten. So one of the oldest family friends. So she comes to breakfast, and we've met. We've talked a little bit on Facebook and stuff. She enjoys the Lord. Nothing wrong with that. That's fine with me. So I made a joke on my Facebook page when the new Pope was announced, and she wrote me a very disappointed comment. She was not happy about it. And I then I wrote back to her, and I said, "Listen, I respect your opinion, and you can love anything you want to love," or whatever I wrote. And I said, "But I reserve the right to make fun of everything in the world. But you feel the way you want to feel, and that's great." And that was it. That was the end of it, I thought. So we're at breakfast, and she joins us, and I got along. I get along with her fine because I'm a grown up. She's a grown up. Because look, I can tell you my side of it. She's got another side of it, and that's the fact that I'm a dick. And I mean, look, you're not. You're well aware of her side of it. You just happen to think it's funny, and certainly funnier than she thinks it is. So Jimmy O splits, and it's just me, Linda, and her. This woman at the table, and out of the blue, she looks at me and she goes, "Oh, by the way, I had to unfriend you on Facebook." And I said, "You had to?" And she says, "Yeah, you wrote something really inappropriate. You called my Pope a pussy monger, and And I said, well, I thought we'd handled that on the page. She goes, well, you did. What you said was really eloquent, and I appreciated it, and I respect it. And I'm glad that you respect how I feel. But, I had to unfriend you because, you don't understand. Children see these things, and children get on there, and they see my page, and, they can have access to those things. And I said, I kind of don't care. I said, I'm a comedian, and that's what I do. I said, I feel that you can believe anything you want to believe, and so can your kids, and that's great. I said, but I'm also going to make fun of anything I want. She goes, yeah, I understand that, and I appreciated it. I really think you meant that when you wrote it, and I respect it. But at the same time, you don't understand that, when you say things like that, children are going to see it, and it's going to cause kind of an uproar, and I... Look, I told you I don't fight with internet ghosts, right? Another thing I don't do is I don't fight with someone who is so firmly entrenched in what they believe they're not going to give one iota of thought to anything that I say. Good for her. I'm glad that she is that way and that's what she likes. And she even said to me, she goes, hey, and David's an atheist too, isn't he? And I said, well, I'm not going to speak for David. I said, he's in town. You can ask him when you see him. And she goes, well, I've seen his posts on Facebook too, and I think it's pretty obvious that he's an atheist. And I said, I think he shares the same healthy skepticism of religion that I do, probably. But that's, again, something you'll have to discuss with him. And then, it's kind of uncomfortable, too, for our friend's wife, Linda, because she kind of likes that stuff a little bit. And so I just wasn't going to engage. I wasn't going to have that fucking debate at the breakfast table. You know what I mean? I had a fucking omelet massage to get to. So... But it was just such an odd moment. Like, in my head, I went, really? We're doing this now here. And the only reason it was brought up was so she could tell me I was a dumb fuck. I mean, really, that's the only thing she was saying. Because, again, she couched it in the whole children and all that other bullshit. But my favorite is the line, I had to unfriend you on Facebook. Well, good. You didn't have to tell me about it. But you chose to. And now here we are. Staring at each other over crispy bacon. But I was in silence as then she then talked about hating the sin and loving the sinner and all this different, all that stuff. And we all rode a Jesus snowball downhill, miraculously avoiding the trees and walking over every pond. So eventually I left. And I got a text from David. It was 11 o'clock. We were at breakfast. I got down there at 10, and I actually ordered breakfast. And breakfast was literally bacon and eggs for $16. Jimmy O had an omelet for 19, and then we're all just throwing in the dough to cover it. And I get a text from Mex, and he's like, hey, or actually Mex's wife, and they're like, we're going to go out to lunch at around noon. And I'm like, I'm in. Let's do it. So, I told everybody, and we gathered up, and we had to walk from the Viceroy up a tiny hill into the village. There's a snowmass village. And we just kind of walked around. We went to lunch because the wedding was at 4:30. So we had to be ready to catch shuttles at 3. So we went to lunch at 12. Had tater tots, which were awesome. And it was great. It was me, Kenny, Dave. It's just so much fun to be around friends. And whether anybody else feels that way about us, I don't care. So we hang out, we have lunch, we walk back, and we all have to get ready for the wedding. Shuttle was at 3:30, so we had to be downstairs by 3:15. And then at 2:40, we get a text message that says the last shuttle has been switched to 3. And Kristen even texts, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Which is like, that's a stretch for her. And I just wrote, whoa. And then I said, I'm jumping into the shower fully clothed because I was sitting around fucking around doing nothing. So I had to get ready real fast. And then we get downstairs. It was a lie. Like there was a shuttle that waited for us and everything, but it looked like it was going to be a problem. But then we rode the shuttle bus. And the wedding was out at a place called Maroon Bells, which is this amazing national park. And they were married in the shadow of 3 mountains. Fucking, Gandalf swooped in and blessed their marriage. There was a problem. A rival marriage tried to storm us, but Gimli fought them off. Thankfully, we had his axe. So, And it was cool. They got married. It was this really amazing ceremony. And then afterwards, we all stormed Helm's Deep. So it was great. It was hard to hear the vows over the thundering hooves of the coming orcs. But still, literally the setting, it was the kind of place that you picture Jimmy Page writing a song about. Check that. It was the kind of place you picture Jimmy Page stealing a song about. So we because he's gonna hear this. So we're taking the bus up there, and it's this twisty road, and it was a weird optical illusion because we were in a shuttle, and it looked super close to the edge of the road, and it's a full steep drop off. Like, you're gonna die if we go off the road. We're gonna die, and we're looking into the woods, and you can see. I didn't see any bears and stuff. Someone saw a bear, and then as we're driving, one of the people in the shuttle goes, "This is so funny," because Kenny's sitting next to me, and this girl looks at him and goes, "Did you see that elk?" And he goes, "No, I didn't see it." She goes, "You don't like wildlife very much, do you?" What? Who doesn't like wildlife? Because he didn't see an elk, he doesn't like wildlife? What, was he supposed to do a somersault? It was the dumbest thing. And then he looks at me, he's like, "Can you believe this?" And I'm like, I don't know. Because I was just remaining silent because I was on a bus in mixed company. If it's a shuttle bus full of my friends, great, let's do it. It's four wheels and an attitude. But I mean, the rest of everybody is like more people in there. It's like I can't deal with it. Because there's elderly people in suits. Like, I don't want to make anybody mad. I want to have a good time. So we get to Maroon Bells and we decamp, and we walk over and we all take photos of a really spectacular view. I mean, I'm kind of jaded in that, I'll go on the road and I won't leave my hotel room. It's stupid. I started this year when I would go to cities, I go and explore a little more. I've been all over Portland, and when I was in D.C., Francis and I went out and walked all over the place and had a great time because I want school. I want to learn stuff. I want to see stuff. I mean, I've wasted so many years just sitting in a hotel and not doing a fucking thing and worrying about the show that now it's like, go out, man, enjoy yourself. So I took 1 billion photos of mountains and trees and everything that I possibly could, and us, my friends. And then someone came over to give us the heads up, and they go, "Hey, you might want to get into where the ceremony is. There's not a lot of seats. Like, it's a small area." So that passes around our friends, and we fucking hightail it over. We secure the back row, of course.
Of course.
So people start to drift in, and they're coming in to sit down, and they had a guy singing just acoustically with a guitar as people were seated. And again, we're outside, and the fucking view is amazing. So Max is a gearhead. So he's just like, he goes, all right. He goes, all right, Dennis, you don't want to ask your boy to do this? You want to bring in fake Jimmy Buffett? Good for you. And the guy's singing like a John Denver song, I think. It was all that easy listening type of stuff. He was the lead singer of Soft Chocolate. So he's singing, and Max, again, he's just got an ear for it. He knows, and he looks at me and he goes, "This guy should sing nothing but James Taylor songs." I said, "Really?" And he goes, "Listen to him." And I could kind of hear it. But it's one of those things where I don't know. But Max knew. And then sure enough, the next song he sang was that Carolina, whatever the fuck that song is by James Taylor. And it sounded like James Taylor was at the wedding. It was ridiculous how good it was. And Max just looks at me and winks. I'm like, oh, all right. So then people start drifting in and sitting down. And Copper Top comes in. She's got another wine glass in her fucking hand. And with her husband, who, you know what, go back to sleep. So they come in, and, we're looking at the mountains. Everybody's getting seated, and we're waiting for the wedding party to come in. And then the bride's friends start drifting in, and Green Jeans comes in. And then there's another guy it's like there's like 9 bow ties on that side. And they're on that side. We're on this side. And Mustache comes in with his lip ring and his date. And he sits down, and I look at Max, and I go, "Boy, I can't wait till that guy saws the bride in half at the wedding reception." And we just fucking laugh.
Oh, fuck.
It's just, I can't explain it. You know what? You do it with your friends too. Everybody gets together with their friends, and you do that. We just do it better. So, and we do it often, and we don't stop. Trust me, I've heard I'm relentless from too many people at this point to really think it's a coincidence. So then everybody drifts in, and they're sitting down, and then they start commencing with the music, and the wedding party marches in, and It was beautiful. Like I can't even be cynical about it because it was outside. It was so gorgeous. And Dennis and the bride were so happy. So happy looking at one another. And that's a weird thing for me now. I won't lie. So I got a little hanky. But I made it through. We were fine, and fake James Taylor was there, and the wedding ceremony. They had an officiant come in, and dapper gray-haired dude, big dude, like 6'5", and really kind of commanded this outdoor area. I don't know if they thought of that or that was just something that he brought to the table, but he came out and immediately commanded the attention of everyone in the shadow of 3 mountains. They all looked at him and listened to him because he was just a big, strapping guy. He looked like, when he walked out, even Max looked at me and he goes, well, Sheriff Buford Puster just showed up and he's going to fucking clean up this town. Because he looked like a big-ass, like Bill Clinton, Bo Svensson, just a monstrous, big-handed, but dapper, great suit and gray hair. He just looked great. And he commanded the thing the second he showed up. And they went through, they read their vows. And then the whole thing was over pretty quick. I mean, it was only like a half-hour ceremony, songs and readings and everything, and, kisses, and everybody walked the fuck out, and then we were done. Back on the shuttles. Went to the reception. And it was game 5 of the Stanley Cup. So we get to the bar, and there's no TVs. So everybody's looking at their phone. We're all checking the fucking score on the phone. And then finally, when we get into the reception itself and we get seated, and everybody gives their speeches, Kenny finds it on his phone. He's got an NBC Sports app, and he's able to watch the game. So we have the game on at our table. And people they're drifting around, and they're eating, and they're serving food. And then whenever anything like when we turned it on, the Hawks, whenever they would score, they won 3-1. But we were before we even had it on, we read it on SportsCenter, like the live feed without the screen. It was just like the game cast. And then Patrick Kane scored, and Kenny just goes, Kaner scores. And then our whole table was like, dun, da, 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 da. We're doing this. It's the Blackhawks goal song, Chelsea Dagger. And we start pounding on the table and kind of like making the goal noise. And again, everybody's looking at us like we're fucking dipshits. And we kind of are. But we're there to have a good time with each other and hang out. And it was so fun. So then the Hawks would score, and we'd go crazy and start cheering, and nobody else cared, but we didn't care. They had a photo booth. They had a photo booth where you could just go in and take pictures. I should tell you what, Max put 1 million pictures of us on Facebook. You can see them all. Every picture you see where I'm making a mean face, I was told, hey, let's all make mean faces. And then I would make a mean face, and nobody else would make a mean face.
Assholes. That's awesome.
There's a photo booth picture of me, Mex, and Woj, and Woj is just like, let's make hard ass picture, because you get 4 pictures in the booth or 3, and he's like, let's be hard asses all through this. And Mex makes some weird like monkey face, and I'm looking like Tony Soprano with my fucking arms folded, and I'm just making a mean, I'm staring down the camera, and then I get the photo out of the photo booth, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He looks like the See No Evil monkey. What are you doing? That's my mean face. No, it isn't. So then we're in the photo booth, and then all of us get in the photo booth. We crammed 12 people in the photo, and the whole thing starts shaking. And we find out later that they were holding it up outside as we were just loading people in and taking photos. So you'll see those on Facebook. There's these pictures. There's a picture that's got like 10 of us in the booth, and we're all like, you can see half of our faces. And you know what? I will tell you this. This is really funny. We're all jammed into this booth, and everybody's fighting for camera time. And right there, dead center, perfectly in focus, me. Oh my God, I look great. I look great. Everybody else in suits and scrambling and trying to be, and because you know what, folks, I'm a professional. I'm the talent. I know where the lens is at all fucking times. My friends are scrambling and having a good time, and I'm so used to taking pictures at this point, I could have been asleep. It wouldn't have fucking mattered, and I still would have been picked out of the goddamn crowd. You are never going to need to Where's Waldo me. You will fucking find me in a second. Everybody looks great, and they're all having a good time, and all you just see is my head right in the center, like, yeah, hi, how are you doing? Ha ha, I look good. So then we come out of the photo booth, and it turns out, like I said, they're holding it up because we've got so many people in there. It's shifting, it's moving. People are looking at us as we climb out, like, what are they doing now? That was the whole theme of the wedding. What are they doing now? And then we're watching the end of the Hawks, and we watch it. We're standing there holding the phone, watching it, and it ends. The Hawks get an empty netter, and it's during Dennis's first dance with his bride.
Oh no. Oh no.
and there's a ballad, and he's dancing, and they score the goal, and I go, yeah, dun, dun, and everybody grabs me like, shut the fuck up. Because my friends are smart. So they went off without a hitch. We did not sing the Chelsea Dagger song during the first dance. But then we had a great time. And then I will tell you, Green Jeans came over with more vodka, and I drank it. It was like an apple cinnamon infused vodka. I jumped in, did a tequila shot later in the night. And I actually made the conscious decision that I was going to get drunk. Like in my head, I go, you know what? I'm going to get tore up, I think. But then I just didn't, because you know what? I'm enough of a fucking handful not tore up. So I didn't feel like climbing into a bottle. Just because they would have had to get me from the... Look, let's put it this way. If we would have been in the hotel, I might have thought about it because I just got to stagger upstairs. But they have to climb on a shuttle bus and get back to the fucking hotel. Nobody wants to deal with Nobody wants me on the shuttle bus, let alone drunk me. And Mex didn't drink either. Like he had a couple of Jack and Cokes or whatever, but we just had a good time, man. We hung out, had fun. Green Jeans came over, and I introduced myself to him. I got his name, talked to him some more. I sat next to Woj. I haven't talked to him in so long. We actually watched the Hawks game on his phone too. And I told him, I'm like, dude, because it was great to do that, because I wasn't going to be able to watch Game 6. I told David, I said, hey, man, I'm going to be on a plane. And he's like, you're not serious. I said, yeah, I'm on a plane for Game 6. Like, literally when the puck drops, I will be boarding the plane, but I'm TiVoing it back in L.A., so it'll be fine. He's like, dude, that's crazy. Hung out, danced a bunch of dances. That was fun. And, I can dance, but I'm no better than anybody else. You know what I mean? It's like I just can dance. Like, Mex can dance, and the girls, because the girls would drag us out on the floor. It was Kristen and Jenny and Linda, and they would grab David and they grabbed me, and we'd go out and dance on the dance floor. And Chris came out rarely. I think he only came out once. But I was dancing, so I was enjoying myself. So then later on, Green Jeans comes up to me and he's like, hey, much respect. I was like, what? He goes, I saw you on the dance floor. You definitely tore it down out there. And I said, what does that mean? And he goes, no, you got some moves, man. You got some moves. I go, we're dancing. Everybody's dancing and having a good time. And basically what they're saying is, wow, I can't believe you could be that fat and still be able to dance. That's all that they're saying. I know it. I recognize it. But that was fine. It was nice. But we had a good time. We were dancing. And later on, they were having their 51st wedding anniversary. And they're old friends of Dennis's family, and so I know them from a million years ago. And they walked up and they go, oh, it was so much fun watching you dance. You had such a good time out there. You were so good. You're so good at dancing. And I was like, leave me alone. I can walk. I'm a normal person. I can walk and dance just like everybody else in the world. But people think they're, and also it's probably shocking to them that a fat guy can actually dance. Who knows? I have no idea. But I do know this. They were not wrong. Because I fucking tore it up. So we leave the reception, go back to the hotel, and that turned into a thing too. We were outside waiting for shuttles, and the shuttle didn't come, and then one shuttle came, and like 80 people got on the shuttle. But it was fun. It didn't matter. I was with my friends. So get the snow mask. Jimmy O and I wind up in the lobby, and Green Jeans comes over and starts talking to us. Nice guy. I mean, young kid. And he had blood on his hand and on his face. And I didn't know what the fuck that was about. But I guess in the email that they sent around about the games and the challenges, one of them was to saber a fucking bottle of champagne. And he did it with a butter knife. And then the glass broke and one chunk went in his face and one went in his hand. Good for you, Green Jeans. And then in my head, I'm like, we're going to adopt Green Jeans. He might be like a fucking apprentice. He could be like the fucking, we're the Yodas. We're the Yodas of hate, and we'll bring in fucking Green Jeans and make him, because, that sounds like something stupid we would do, right? You're in, Green Jeans. And then Jimmy O goes, hey, who won the game? And he goes, I did. And he goes, oh, and he goes, yeah, I got the points for the bottle. And he goes, and I had sex in the coke closet.
What?
And I said, seriously? I go, who'd you bang at the fucking wedding? He goes, I can't get into it. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't get into it? Tell me, Green Jeans. I didn't call him Green Jeans. But I'm like, what do you mean you can't get into it? Tell me. And I said his name. And he goes, no. And he goes, but just suffice to say I won. And I go, I guess you did. And he walked off. Jimmy and I hung out. He had to leave early in the morning. Yeah, he banged somebody at the fucking wedding in the coke closet. And it could have been the waitress. It could have been anybody. Who knows who it was? Could have been me. Not enough points in banging me. So the next day, it was great because the wedding was over, and we couldn't make it to the brunch because it was a fucking travel hassle. So we just hung out. It was Dave and Linda, Max and Kristen, me, and our other friend, who unfortunately had to unfriend me on Facebook. But she joined us for Sunday, and we had a great time, man. We rode a ski. Well, first we rode a gondola, and then we rode a ski lift, and another gondola. We went way up on this fucking mountain. I got tons, again, more nature photos, amazing views, valleys, trees. Folks, there are trees in the world. Did you know that? And there's a bunch of them in one place in Aspen. I took a photo of it. I got it to prove it. You want to see trees? I got photos. Mountains with snow on it. We're riding the fucking gondola up. There's piles of snow. It's 84 degrees outside. There's piles of snow on the ground because it's packed so tight it doesn't melt. Amazing. Also, we're at elevation, above elevation, way above elevation, a lot closer to the sun than I thought. As you can see by my arms, I'm still fucking red, and that's not good because I'm already half apple smoked as it is. Give me a nice golden hue, the wolves will come, and then who knows what'll happen. I'll be torn asunder. It's dangerous to go into the woods smelling like barbecue. Oof. We walked all over, rode the gondolas, took photos. Then we went up under a tent, ordered lunch, and like none of us wanted to move. It was so relaxing and so fun. Got fucking some tuna ceviche. Hung out, shrimp tacos. God, it was fun. I can't even, it's like, this isn't even interesting to you guys, but it was so fun I want to relive it in my words. We were at the tent, we even said to the waiter, we're like, dude, if we promise to order dinner, can we sleep here for like an hour and a half? He's like, I don't know if we could do that. I said, come on, please. Then Dave and Linda had to go catch their plane because they were flying out of Aspen to Denver. So funny, everybody's on the run. Our friend, my Facebook friend, former Facebook friend, she had to catch her plane, so she left a little early. Then Dave and Linda left. It was me, Max, and Kristen because they weren't leaving until Monday as well. I was there till Monday. Then it turned out everybody got to Denver. Their flights were delayed. Dave and Linda didn't get out of Denver until fucking 11 o'clock at night. Didn't get home till like 4 in the morning. Jimmy O had gone early in the morning. He was still, when we were walking around, he's like, I'm still in Denver. 4-hour delay. Not fun. Rode the gondolas, the ski lifts. Went up to the top. Dogs. We're in an open-air mall. And Max went and sat on a bench. I was looking at something, and I walk over to him, and he goes, hey, what do we got here? I said, what? He goes, we got a gupper shot over here? And I look across the mall, and there's like a group of women talking, and one of them has her leg up on the fountain, and she's leaning forward. So her legs are clearly spread, and she's wearing shorts. He thought it was a skirt. That's why he thought it was a gupper shot. And we both kind of positioned our heads, and he goes, no, that's like a skirt. Damn it. And it made me laugh because I was in the lobby with Jimmy, and I had a full-on gupper shot. And I said, I can't tell Jimmy about that. I walk over to Max. His wife is in the store. And he looks at me and he goes, what do we got over here? Got a gupper shot across the mall? And it was then that I knew I was my brother's keeper. So we split, went back to the hotel. They grabbed a nap, went to dinner. Next day, they flew out early in the morning. I was alone Monday, man. I was alone in the room, and I had to convince them to let me stay. You know, they said, well, you can check out at noon. I go, dude, my flight's not till 7:45. They said, well, you can stay till 4. It's a thing. And I said, yeah, that's fine. I'm not paying for it. Go ahead. Throw it on the bill. And by the way, omelet massages for everybody. Pass them out. And the hotel was a ghost town, but it was just me on Monday. I mean, I just hung out, and I should have accomplished a lot more than I did. I put the fur bedspread through its paces, I'll tell you that. You know, when you're alone in a hotel room and with a fur bedspread, dumb things happen. I'll just say that. That's all I'm going to say. You start thinking of doing things you wouldn't normally do. Or you start thinking of doing things you've done in the past, but certainly not to the level that you're about to do them. So I checked out at 4, hung out in the lobby. Hawks were on when I got to the airport, and I checked through. And I'll tell you this, the Aspen airport dead. It's like me and 6 other people. And I've been in major metropolitan airports and gone through without a hitch. I get to the Aspen airport, I go through security, and a woman has a nervous breakdown in security. A full-on screaming, throwing, tears flying out of her face. I gotta go home. I gotta go home. And fucking screaming like high pitched, crazy Jamie Lee Curtis and Terror Train screaming. And they're trying to calm her down, and they're trying to find a woman to calm her down because there's only like 3 dudes at security, and they wouldn't go near her because they can't touch her because you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. So they're waiting for the women to come over. But again, there's 9 people in the airport. Here's how bad this airport was. Well, not bad, but I mean how they didn't give a fuck. I walk over, they had Hershey bars, but they didn't have like regular chocolate Hershey bars. Everything had almonds in it. I'm like, how do you not have regular chocolate Hershey bars? She's like, well, we don't sell a whole bunch of them. Well, you know what? Fucking fatties in town. Get some goddamn regular Hershey bars. I got to put something in the lockbox for the plane. But it was good. I didn't need them, and that's fine. So I said, but this woman freaked out. She starts shaking and yelling, and she pushed all her luggage on the ground. And finally, they had to call police. They had to call local police. The TSA guys hovered around her, but then another woman came in and said, was trying to calm her down and getting close. And what was funny to me, they were creeping in on her. And I'm like, are they going to fucking tackle her? Like, what's going to happen? Because it looked like, you ever seen a baseball game when a bird gets loose on the field and won't leave? And then they'll creep up on it and they'll throw a hat on it to try to trap it. That's what it looked like they were trying to do to her. It actually looked like that old prank you used to do in school where you'd be engaging somebody in conversation and your friend would get on his hands and knees and then you'd push them over them. That looked like that looked like their strategy. Like that was the TSA strategy. It's like, all right, Mo, you go ahead and talk to her. Larry, you bend over, and Curly, you just stand up and pick her up if she goes crazy. Fucking weirdos. So finally they got her calmed down, and then the cops took her away. They just packed all of her stuff up and they left, and nobody knew what to do. It was just this weird atmosphere. So they finished, and then the security guy looks at me because he and I had been talking hockey before all this shit hit the fan, and he looks at me and he goes, "Hey, do you want the game on in here?" Like it had happened to him all the time. He had to deal with this. And I'm like, no. I go, dude, I don't want to see any of it. And he goes, why? And I go, because I'm TiVoing it. I'm TiVoing it back in Los Angeles. When I land, I'm going home. I'm watching the game tonight. He goes, oh, okay. I go, but I'll tell you what. It's your house. If you want to put it on so you can watch it, because again, they're not doing anything. There's nobody else there going through security. And he goes, oh no, I've got it over here on the internet. I go, well then if you don't want to put it up, that's great. I don't want it up. He goes, okay, no problem. So I was supposed to get a ride from our friend Patrick, and he was going to bring me right to the Monday Night Teas. And then my flight was delayed by like 45 minutes. So I had to call Patrick because there was no way we would have made the Teas, and he had to back out. So now I'm getting on a plane in 45 minutes, and I don't have a ride in L.A. So that's like an $80 cab ride. And folks, I don't know if you know this. I dropped all of my money booking my room in Aspen. I spent my last $400 on omelet massages. I can't possibly think about going ahead and paying for a cab. So I put out the word to like 5 different people, and our friend Erica, who has actually driven me from the airport before, she stepped up, but just under the wire, because I contacted my friends too, and I contacted Pat, and he got his nephew to pick me up, and I agreed to that, and then Erica hit me with a text right away, and she had already said yes via email too, and then I told her I had accepted Patrick's ride. It was weird. Erica was just very nice, stepping up, but then I was going to go with Kyle, so I get on the plane. And I should tell you this. Remember I told you I was in 6D or 6C, which is on the aisle. I was in 6C on the way home too, and I was like, grumble, grumble. So I went to check in, and Evil Dennis is quite the flyer and got the automatic first class upgrade.
Wow.
So I got to fly first class. And what's funny is it's only a 2-hour flight, so you're just like, I'm wasting first class on 2 hours because there's no food, there's no hot towels. But just unlimited snacks and juice. But I grabbed like a juice and some snacks. I went to sleep. And I threw in my headphones, put on the hoodie. We landed in LA. And now it's like 9:45. So I know the game is either in overtime or over. And as we land, people start pulling out their phones. And I hear them buzzing and talking. And I just turn my music all the way up. Because I'm TiVoing the game and I want nothing to do with walking in and seeing the score. So we get out of the plane. I'm the first guy off because I'm in 1A. I walk out, and I grab my phone, and I text Kyle. I go, hey, we were taxiing, but now we've landed. I'm getting my stuff. He goes, great, I'll be at the airport in 5 minutes. And I throw my phone in my pocket, and I take a few more steps, go inside. I hit the escalator, head down to baggage claim, and I get a text. And obviously it's Kyle telling me that he's downstairs and he's going to meet me. So I grab the phone and I open it up with my music blaring and looking around at everybody talking and not hearing one sound from the outside world. And I only got the text because I felt the buzz in my pocket. So I reached in and I grabbed the phone and I popped it to read what Kyle had to say. And my friend Woj sent a text and all it was 6 words. You called it Hawks in 6. You remember Dave? Sat with me at the wedding, and I told him that I was TiVoing the game, and he said, "Oh, that's a drag." And I said, "Yeah, I won't even be able to see it till I get to L.A." And he goes, "Oh, I can't believe it." You called it, Hawks and 6.
Oh, what an
You remember Woj, the guy sitting next to me at the wedding, banging on the table and singing Chelsea Dagger whenever the Hawks scored, and talking about how great it was to be able to see it happening in real time on a phone, and how amazing it was to not have to catch the score later and be able to see it unfolding before our very eyes right there, and amazed at the technology that could go ahead and let us see it in the moment and not have to worry about television, be able to watch it on the internet. You remember Woj, that guy? You called it, Hawks and 6. And I froze, and I just texted back. I said, "Oh, Dave, dude, I just got off a plane. I haven't seen it. I had TiVoed it. Remember? We talked about that at the table at the wedding? Oh, Woj, fuck." And I hit send, and then I went, "That's like rude." And so then I wrote back, "But hooray, otherwise."
Oh my god.
And it's funny because I walked, and I knew I had to meet Kyle outside, but I stood there looking at the phone, and I just kept reading the 6 words. You called it, Hawks and 6. And I realized at that moment that I had become Mr. Green Jeans. Full of optimism and hope, only to have it beaten out of me by some old guy who'd lived life already and didn't care about what other people thought or needed. I can't wait to get home and watch the Hawks. I have a hernia. Dude, Stanley Cup, I'm so excited to go home. I have a bad back. Goddamn, Game 6 is going to be so exciting. Oh, what is this, a strongman contest at this wedding? Oh, I can't wait to just get in the house, close the door, and watch the fucking Hawks. What is it going to be, bare knuckle boxing in a train car? What is this fucking guy doing? Boy, I can't wait to get home and watch the Stanley Cup. The Hawks can clinch tonight. This fucking guy, what's he going to do? Saw the bride in half at the reception? I knew then what it felt like to be an outsider. I knew then what it felt like to be anybody who ran up against the UN of evil in the past. Because I had the same feeling, no doubt, that all of them had after encountering the UN of evil. I hate those guys. You guys can get me at MikeandMikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40-year-old-boy. If you want to follow me on Twitter, that's Twitter.com/the40-year-old-boy. You can be our friend David Hernandez, who I've mentioned. You might know him. He has a hernia, so he might not return your friend request that quickly, but he's at Facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez. Our friend Lily Von Stupp has 2 different Twitter accounts, Twitter.com/MNTs and Twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp. You can be her friend at Facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp, but if you would like to write her a personal note and request an outfit for her to wear in your personal lockbox, you can write her at Lily@burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com.
Let's drink your coffee. Let's hold some pencils. Let's soak your frosty. Let's hold more pencils. Throw a garbage heaper on these mugs. There's flame bush mini on these mugs. Go buy these wicked awesome mugs. At MikeSchmidtComedy.com. Mugs, 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 mugs,
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine. It is truly the greatest burlesque experience in the history of women taking their clothes off. And I'm lucky enough to know the woman who is the driving force, the bulldozer behind the entire enterprise. Her name is Lily Von Stupp. She happens to be my producer, too. She's your friend, but my producer. And man, can she work a candy bar.
Oh, Jesus.
That's right.
See me with a popsicle.
I can't wait. It is summer. Hi, Lily.
Hi, Mom.
How are you?
I'm good.
Fantastic news. You are here. It is late. You have a long night ahead of you and then a big trip to Vegas we'll talk about in a second.
Ooh,
How was this week's tease? I could not make it, unfortunately.
It was good. It was very, very good.
Fun stuff. Did you perform or pick up?
No, I worked the door because my doorman didn't make it.
He was in the air avoiding scores until.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nice. Well, I'm glad it went well. And then this week's show is coming up. Tickets are still on sale, I would assume, for this week's show.
Yes, they are.
Go to brownpapertickets.com or you can go to MondayNightTees.com for information for shows. Who's coming up this week?
Very excited. We got a lot of great stuff. Micah's doing magic. Isla Vamp is performing. We have Russell Bruner, the last year's King of Burlesque, the reigning best duo, best troupe.
Nice.
Exotic World, Beehoff. And Madeline Sinclair is doing her Betty Page tribute act again. I'm really excited to have that back.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a wonderful performance.
An amazing show. Tickets on sale at brownpapertickets.com. Go ahead and grab those and come on out and visit. And it's funny, I was not there this week, but Lily told me that my friend from last week showed up
Yeah.
and immediately said, well, I'll let you say it. Exactly. What was the phrase?
She said, I got really loaded last week and I don't remember anything. I remember arriving at the show and then I woke up in bed. And I've asked my friends not to tell me what happened because I have a feeling I don't want to know.
And Lily waited a beat and then said,
I said, well, I have pictures. And she said, you don't have pictures. No one took pictures, right? And I'm like, well, okay. Because I'm an ass, too.
some of us have pictures seared into our brain of that evening.
Yes.
And some of us had to ice down our junk for a couple of hours as well. But good for you. Claim that you don't remember any of that.
I so wanted to say, I heard you were endorsed. But I didn't.
Tara Patrick says, and that's the picture. Tara Patrick says, it's just like a thumbs up. Your ass. Well, I'm sorry I missed her. I may be there next week. I may not. We're not sure. We're still deciding. But yeah, it should be a great show. Come on out and buy the tickets. Again, go to brownpapertickets.com and search for Lily Von Stupp or search for Monday Night Tees and you will find it. And tickets are on sale for all sorts of shows coming up, including the July 29th return, possibly the final performance of the Quentin Tarantino burlesque show. Django, what is it called?
De Burlesque Unchained. RDs aren't silent.
The Burlesque Unchained. RDs are not silent. I happen to know the host of that show, and he will stay out of the way and bring you a lot of great acts and a lot of hot girls. It'll be me, and as we've talked about, that's my birthday that night. So I will be there, and then afterwards we'll all go to Toy for Thai food. That should be a lot of fun. If anybody makes it out, if you don't, that's fine. Then Lily and I will go to Thai.
Toy, Rock and Toy.
All right. Yeah, Rock and Toy
Rock and Toy Thai food.
on Sunset by Meltdown, right across the street from Meltdown Comics. So that'll be fun. That's July 29th. Tickets on sale, again, as I mentioned, at brownpapertickets.com. And again, for all the information, follow Lily on Twitter. Go to her Facebook page, the Monday Night Tees group. Go ahead and join that and enjoy yourselves, folks, again, because it is truly the most amazing burlesque experience in the history of women peeling off their tops.
There's only like 25 seats left still.
For Tarantino?
Yeah.
Okay, so those are moving quick. So, and there'll be a ton of standing room as well. Well, not a ton, but enough. But you know what? Fuck that. You want to sit down because you definitely want to be sitting down to enjoy this show. So go ahead and buy the tickets now at brownpapertickets.com. July 29th, Quentin Tarantino Burlesque at the Monday Night Tees at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine, someplace and some show that I always want to remind you about. Please go to facebook.com and be my friend there. Be all of our friends, as we've mentioned. Like all our photos and stare at everything and enjoy it because it's all so great. And follow me on Twitter because I'm active and funny. I already told you to do all this stuff. I don't know why I'm saying it again. Go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You can go there and go to the Joe Business page and get all sorts of merchandise. I can tell you this. I came home from Aspen with a lot of artwork from our friend David Hernandez. And guess what? I didn't bring it here to get signed because I'm dumb. Which means Lily will be going to Vegas, so I can't bring it this weekend. And it's been hectic for me. I got to town late, and I got a text, and I was frozen in the airport for about 4 hours staring at that. And then yesterday, I worked a 12-hour shift for the first time in a long time, and then I got up and worked this morning as well. So kind of up in the air and forgetting things. So I do apologize, but the artwork will go out this week. Once Lily gets back from Las Vegas, I will get her to sign it, and we will send everything to everybody and have a good time doing so. Right now at the Joe Business page, you can go ahead and, like I said, there's mugs available for a short time. Go to tweakedaudio.com/40 and get earbuds. And there's artwork, as I've mentioned. There's the For the Life of Schmitty download. There's the Schmitty Comes Alive download. There's year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and year 5 of this podcast available, or you can buy them all combined as the UN of Evil set. There are some t-shirts left. I have not written a blog entry. I will. And then, of course, you can donate to the show. In the upper left-hand corner, there's a donate button. And you can donate $2 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, or $25 a month, or you can send a one-time donation. And, a lot of people do that. And there are some people, by the way, who don't like to use PayPal. And they contact me. Our friend Steve, I'll throw this out there. Why not? Steve lives in New York, and he sent me a gift card for AMC Theaters. But for some reason, I can't access it. And I don't know why I'm using my own show as tech support, but I guess I am. I got a notice from him, and then he followed up and sent me a thing and said, hey, did you get that card? And I, of course, never answered him via email. But it's because I'm embarrassed to tell him that I can't get it because my email client does not support HTML. So I can't click through on a link to redeem the card. It's the dumbest thing. I don't know why I can't access it. I got to talk to fucking, Ryan to figure it out. But I just can't. With the email client that I use, it doesn't allow me to get HTML. So, and it always says switch to a different browser. But then I transferred it to Hotmail. I have a Hotmail account, and it doesn't even show up there either. So, Steve, thanks. I appreciate you sending the card. I haven't been able to access it just yet. Maybe you can do something on your end. Who knows? But there are people who contact me all the time who can't use PayPal. And they want to then mail me something to the P.O. Box, which is very nice, and I do appreciate that. If you want the P.O. Box, just go ahead and ask me. Send me an email because I don't like to put it out there for the public, but I will tell you this. Here's a hint. If you're on my email list, it's at the bottom of every email blast. There is the P.O. Box address for Throat Punch Media. But write me, and I will give it to you because I have to tell you you got to put my name, care of Throat Punch Media. There, now you don't have to write me. Dumbass. So, but write me and figure it out or whatever you got to do if you want to use the P.O. Box. But people do send things, and I do appreciate it. I haven't been in a while, but I did go last week, just after last week's show. And I wanted to say a special thank you to somebody who sent something. This is our friend Ellen O'Connell. And I don't know if she wants me to say her whole name, but I just did. Ellen was nice enough to send me, it's funny, she sent me, the envelope was really thick. And I was like, well, what the hell's in there? So I open it up, and I pull out a letter, and I read it, and it's really nice. And at the end of it, she's like, I can't believe I wrote this. I haven't written anybody since 4th grade, but I just want to tell you how much I like the show. And she's very nice. So it's a long letter. And so then I open up the other letter to read it, and that letter is an apology for the first letter. Hey, sorry about that other letter. I don't even know what I was thinking. Why did you put it in the envelope, Ellen? What are you doing? And Ellen sent along a very generous donation to the show, and I have to tell you that really helped. Thank you so much. You bought me all tons of omelet massages, so I appreciate it. Thank you so much for thinking of me and thinking of the show and sending that. So if anybody wants to send things via the regular mail, go ahead and contact me, and I'll give you the P.O. Box address. And there are other people who've said, hey, I'm sending something to the P.O. Box. What's wrong? Why are you groaning? Why? Because I'm an idiot? All right, good. If you want to check out, there was somebody else who sent me. I have not been to the P.O. Box in like over a week. So just so you know, I've been out of town, but I will check this week, and I will contact you. Once your thing arrives, I do write you a note to say thanks. Not right away, of course, because that would just be courteous. But I will get to it eventually. But please know that when you send it, it is appreciated. And I should tell you, Ellen sent cash. That was one of the reasons why I'm talking about it now, because she asked if she could do that. And she also sent me amazing photos from her porch. She's like, hey, this is my porch, and it's just the sky. I mean, I don't know if she lives on the shuttle. I don't know where the fuck she lives, but they're incredible photographs. So it looked like, honestly, she may have been on the other side of the mountains in Aspen. Like they were getting married at Maroon Bells, and if I were to hike over and come over to the other side, I would have coffee with Ellen in her house. That would have been fantastic. And now I got to fucking leave. I got to get out of here because I got to go home and open the lockbox. That's what I'm going to do, folks. Because after today, I am going to ruin stuff. It's a good thing I don't have a fur bedspread at the house, because by the time I'm finished with it tonight, you can crack it in half. Because the lockbox is teeming, and it needs to be opened up. I need to unlock it. That's it. human lunch meat. I'm nobody. I'm baloney in pants. God damn it. Why do I think I'm somebody special? Why do I think I'm anybody interesting? I'm not. All I bring to the table is everything that everybody else does, but louder. Don't hit snooze on me, motherfucker. I am a hilarious noise machine. I'm going to tell you this. You need to sit down and reevaluate your life if you can pull 2 midget Indian wrestlers out of your skull at any time. You know what? I don't even need you people here. Seriously, I do this. I love me. I don't give a fuck what you think, how you think. God damn it, I'm the greatest. I can't go for Schmidt. No, no. No can do. 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 No can do.